this started here. I remember the old days when I had my music intro and my Batman intro. No longer. No more. Can I have my phone? Thank you. All the sessions and zooming around. Every single time I drink the mint tea, I always like get to the bottom and end up dumping like half the mint tea thing on my face in the middle of a coaching session. Yeah, it's awkward. Thank you. Wait, what is the key then? I'm on my way. Hey, Ross. I'm on my way. All right. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. My side is taking for the raid. In the jungle, the mighty jungle. I'm not reacting to patch notes, but I will. Actually, I should. I will, but I'm gonna finish my coaching first. I gotta finish my coaching first. The lion sleeps tonight. I'm on my way. Oh, I'm on my way. Okay, let's we should probably get started, chat. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man.
I apologize for the delay. Both of my sessions went over. I'm sure ours will go over as well. It is what it is. So, how are you?
Yeah, no problem. I'm doing fine, I guess.
Okay, you guess. Oh dear.
Yeah, lost some games today, but other than that.
See, I knew I should not have run over with my session. That's my bad. If we'd gotten you in sooner, we could have avoided a disaster. Crap. Dude,
Exactly.
bad. Shoot. Are you in bronze or where are we at right now? where are you at?
Wait, seriously?
Okay.
Damn, I'm Master 3 right now, but at the time
even
of this,
worse. Oh, just close enough. Okay, so
I know I should be GM.
Masters Ball. I have the thing recorded as well if the replay code just dips on us. So give me a second here. You know what?
Shit, it's working for you
It's
right now?
because I stayed logged in.
Oh, smart.
See,
smart.
I'm the greatest. Yeah. So here's the deal. And then Fun Masters Ball. Normally I'd be like, crap, gotta get the gameplay first and then we'll check out the form afterwards. But I have a recording. I just don't care. We could take our sweet time. So let's go through this form here. So what got you interested in coaching?
I mean, I've been a long time viewer, I guess.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
you know, I always knew when I'm gonna get coaching and pay for it, I might as well go Spilo. So,
Might as well, right? Yeah. That's might as well go Spilo is gonna be my new motto. You know, can't be that bad, right? That's gonna be my other motto. Okay, nice. All right. And what do you hope to get out of the session here? Your form says long-term improvement, ability to analyze games better. Would you agree with that analysis? It's been a couple weeks.
yeah, I mean, more applying it in games, I guess, because I find myself being inconsistent
Right.
when I'm staying on ball.
Right. So you can analyze things well, but then in game you're just an avid feeder.
Yeah, I have problems applying the things.
Sure, makes sense. Okay. So bring me down your Overwatch, past. If you were writing an autobiography about yourself, when did you start playing Overwatch? I was a young bronze Mercy one trick, and then I transitioned to ball, and then I hit this rank and this. Tell me the whole story. Where did it start? When did you finally become an unhinged Masters ball player?
Okay, so first of all, you're not wrong about the bronze thing. I started playing in season 4 of Overwatch 1.
Yeah.
And at some point I was below 500 SR.
Oh, even I have not hit that low, and that's saying something. Well, congratulations, you've dug yourself literally out of the gutter. Fill me in on how you did that.
Well, I just kept playing the game. That's how I hit gold. Then I had a friend who was already in Masters or Diamond in Overwatch 1. He helped me a bit.
Makes
so
sense.
then I hit plat, and then I started joining teams like scrimming.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah, then I went to diamond,
Nice.
and
And
I
when
hit
was this?
masters by being boosted by Overwatch 2.
Ah, okay. You were
That's our
diamond?
inflation.
When did you hit diamond in Overwatch 1?
Season 31, 32.
It's pretty late. It's been a long time in the lower ranks.
It is.
It's been a long time in the lower ranks. How serious were you about the game?
Honestly, until I started joining a scrim team, so until
Just
about
plat.
season 32,
Right.
on and off. And since then, I've been playing pretty consistently.
Okay. Nice. What got you interested in the whole team environment thing? Because like I said, that's very early for most people to get involved in team play. So what got you interested?
I watched a random YouTube video of someone ranking up from bronze to masters. Support main, and they said in the video that joining teams is good. That's why I did it.
Sure. Did it work for you?
Random.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, it's been great.
Are you still with the team now?
No, I switched teams because I climbed faster than the rest.
Ah,
I feel kind of bad about that.
That happens. That's unfortunate. It's like the social compromise because you're just too good at the game, I guess. Tragic. Okay, and then
I wish I was.
when did you snap and become a Wrecking Ball player? What happened? Did you stick your finger in a socket? You know, did you, your favorite dog died? What happened?
Yeah, so definitely some brain damage was involved. I played a lot of main tanks, so Ryan and Winston.
This is in Overwatch 1?
Yeah.
Too much. You finally were like, I've had enough of dying to spam over and over again. Yeah, got it. Okay.
So I wanted to play a tank that can thrive on its own, more or less.
And when was this transition, or were you started to at least pick up Wrecking Ball more seriously?
Season 34, 35.
Right. So pretty late in your career. And how has been the ride since then?
Well, it took some time to learn the character itself, so I dropped back into plat from being diamond. But after that, I was pretty consistent with it. I stayed 3.3, 3.4 pretty consistently at the end of Overwatch 1.
And how have you been enjoying ball in Overwatch 2?
Oh, it's so much better. I mean, since the buffs, I guess.
Yeah, the shields.
Season 1 and 2, I kind of gave up because I started losing games in plat and gold.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, when Ball was F tier.
Yeah, he was tough.
But since the Giga buffs in season 3, I just started one-tricking again.
Nice. And you've been enjoying it, I assume.
I have.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Let me look at the rest of this forward here. So your goals long-term are Grandmaster, short-term being able to play comfortably in Masters. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then this is the big juice right here. So what's your training schedule like right now? How often are you playing?
Okay, so I scrim twice a week. The level is from 3.5 to 3.7.
Okay.
But I might raise that because the team is being built right now.
Okay.
I play comp about pretty much every day right now, but consistently 5 times a week. And then 3-hour sessions. Okay.
So you'd say about 20 hours a week of Overwatch, ranked plus scrims?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. Especially if you're being very deliberate with your practice and working really focused, then I think that we can get you to Grandmaster with that.
Nice.
Are you, here's a question for you. Are you able to play at all on your days off? Like 1 game, 2 games, or no?
Oh, you mean 7 days a week?
Yes.
I can make that happen.
Okay. We would have days, they would be bare minimum, right? Go and warm up for 2 minutes, play 1-2 ranked games, and then call it 30, 40, 45 minutes, right?
Okay.
That would be maybe a small adjustment that you can make, but if that 3-hour session is about perfect, I would say, and scrimming 2 times a week is fine as well. Now, how does the scrimming 2 times a week work with your 3 hours of ranked? Does the 2 hours of scrim replace the ranked? Does it happen after or before ranked?
Where does that
No,
place?
I play ranked independently, so most of the time it just stacks on top.
Okay. And then which one usually goes first, ranked or scrims, in terms of the time of the day? Or is it a little bit
It's
half
really
a...
random.
Okay.
It's really random.
Okay.
Sometimes before, sometimes after.
Okay. And do you play ball in scrims?
Yes.
Okay. So you would probably prioritize scrims just a little bit, I would assume, in terms of like the importance for you for that day, right? So what I might recommend doing is trying to avoid playing too much ranked before scrims. Maybe like 2-3 games, maybe an hour, to make sure that you're warmed
Okay.
up for the scrim, and then have a little bit of ranked after. You might not even need to play 3 hours of ranked after. You might just need an hour and a half after scrims. But what I would do is make sure that you're not playing like 3 hours of ranked and then scrimming afterwards, because your scrim performance probably isn't going to be as high as it should be. Does that make sense?
You're right. No, I like exactly what you said. I experienced before.
Okay.
Just being burned out in scrims.
Yeah. Just keep that one in mind. You're pushing yourself pretty hard, and then obviously scrims are going to suffer a little bit. It's okay as well on those days to not play as much. Like if you're playing already scrims plus ranked, it's okay to play like 2 hours of ranked instead of 3 hours of ranked. Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
Any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay, easy enough. How many hours of sleep do you get per night on average? And you say too much?
Yeah.
What is too much?
I'm groggy in the morning, so whenever
Ah.
my body needs the sleep, it's probably gonna get it.
Okay. I'm yawning now. You've made me sleepy. So how many hours is that usually, though?
Between 7.5 and 10.
Okay. That's a big discrepancy.
It is.
Why does that discrepancy happen? Is it works? Staying up too late? Getting up too early?
Yeah, so staying up too late, uni.
Right. Why do you think you're groggy? Do you know much about the science of sleep? You may not.
I try to follow a 90-minute cycle, so I try to wake up in like light sleep stage, so I have an easier time waking up.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's, from what I understand, it's something like that, where if you're waking up groggy, it's probably because your body hasn't lined up, doesn't really know when it's time to wake up, right? And the reason why that might be a problem is potentially because you're sleeping from 7.5 to 10, you haven't really established a set time for when to go to sleep, and you haven't really set up a time for when to wake up. So your body is it's constantly changing, and so then you're always kind of waking up at times where your body's not ready for it, and so on, right? So it's in a constant state of flux. You want to be closer to, more consistent with it, so not just your sleep quantity, but also when you are going to sleep and when you're getting up. So your body kind of has time to adjust to what is the time to sleep, what is the time to wake up. Anything that's closer to that kind of guideline will help you be less groggy and will help you probably perform better. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And obviously, easier said than done, right? Easier said than done. But you know what's better than 7.5 and 10? 8 and 9.5, right? You know, if we could remove the outliers and just make it a little bit more consistent, that's a big step. That's a big step. Okay. Last question from me, anyway, is what do you feel is holding you back from improving? And you say in the form, adaptability of play styles with and against different team compositions. I love that. So basically, you're saying, how do I play ball versus this? How do I play ball versus this? How do I play ball versus this? Okay. Is there any matchup in particular, or a couple of matchups or heroes or maps where you're struggling?
The ones I struggle with the most are comps that run down my backline before I can really do something. So, like a rush with speed.
Okay.
That, for example.
Sure.
Or even a monkey. Engaging before I do.
Sure. Is the code that you have some examples of that? The Oasis code?
Wait, can you skip through rounds?
We can.
So I can.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we
My memory
can.
is not great.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I want to, like, because I can answer this question, but it might be a little bit easier to answer it and also demonstrate it as we go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll see. Preventing your backline from collapsing against poke matchups. Now that's interesting because you said, oh, my backline gets run over by dive or gets run over by rush. That makes total sense, right? But then collapsing against poke matchups, like sniper matchups?
Gaming hours.
Yes.
So what do you mean by that exactly? I don't think I understand.
Yeah, now that you're asking me, it does seem kind of stupid.
I didn't mean that. I was just saying I don't fully understand what that means. Like, okay. If you don't know what you were thinking at that point in time, maybe it was one of those 7.5 hour days. So okay, you're not really sure.
Yeah, I think in poke matchups, it's just skill issue with my own backline.
All right, fair enough. Ball tech needs work. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about playstyles really fast here. Do you want to do that real fast?
Yeah.
Let's you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna whip out Old Faithful. I'm gonna whip out Microsoft Paint. Here's what we'll do. All right, can you see this?
Yes.
All right. So, how does, let's say, a brawl composition play, like a short range rush composition play? More often than not, how do they play?
Stacked.
Okay, so not totally stacked, but more stacked than normal. Okay, let's look like something like this, right? Okay. Who would potentially be taking an angle or flank in a rush composition? Who do you think?
DPS.
Sure. So you as Ball have a choice, don't you? You have either this or this. What's the value in doing this?
Well, I imagine you're trying to show me an Ana, but
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It could be a Cassidy. Could be a Tracer even with Rush, right? It could be anything.
Oh, that's
right?
an off angle. Okay.
Right, it's an off angle.
Oh, I thought that's backline.
Sure. No. So what do you think?
Okay, I can punish that off angle.
Right, you can easily win that 1v1. So then, yes, your team gets run over, but there's no flanks they have to worry about. Everything is in front of them, right? That's a benefit. Okay. Now, what could you do on this?
If they're rushing into my team, I could boop them back.
Mm-hmm. What else could you do?
Usually, when I slam against Brawl, I try to get a cooldown out. So maybe a BAP. Stacking with the team, maybe get lamp out.
Once Brawl compositions, generally, what's the range of Brawl compositions? Like how are they stacked? Right, very short, right? So what we want to do is, if we were to draw the rush composition as just one big red X, okay? So like, let's say City Center, right? Because it's Oasis, right? All right. You know what? Actually, I'm going to take some feedback from somebody. Somebody said I could just do this so much easier. Watch this. Watch this. Hang on. And then I do this. And then check this out. You see this? Isn't this brilliant? Let's say their Rhine is here, right? And they start to rush my backline, okay?
Yeah.
When would I want to slam?
Right as they're engaging.
As soon as they turn the corner to where my team can see them. Because how quickly do they need to close the distance? Fast, otherwise they play in our range, right? Because this is not very close, right? This is pretty long. If my backline's all the way over here, right? That's a pretty long distance. So they need to close the distance quickly. So what I do by slamming is not only do I damage them, but I prevent them from closing the distance for an extra second. And I keep them at that range for longer. I disrupt them at the proper time. Okay? So this is perfect. We don't slam them over here because my team can't see them. We don't slam them over here because my team can't see them. It depends on where my backline's set up for where you want to punish that rush, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's how we play versus Brawl, okay? Now let's look about Dive. Now, how does the Dive play versus our backline? They still want to close the distance, but how do you think they're going to close the distance? Are they going to group up all in a big clump and run at your backline? Not likely. What are they going to do instead?
Well, they have cooldowns to get in faster, like Winston Leap.
Where will Tracer be?
Bling.
Will Tracer be here?
Probably on an off angle.
Yeah.
Maybe
over
left
here.
side.
Or here?
Yep.
Where will Sombra be? Same kind of thing, right? Or Genji,
Invis, ready
right?
to go in.
Right? Or
Yeah.
Diva, right? On the angle, or Winston, right? So what they have is when we drew Brawl, we drew it kind of like this, you know? With this, maybe. But with Dive, it's going to look more like this, right? So there's less value in just disrupting this core and more value in marking and controlling flanks, right? Because can you slam a dive? Can you stop them from diving? No, they're just going to press shift, right? They're just going to just ignore you, right? Now you could maybe slam on them once they've already dove, but at that point it's probably too late. So is Ball good at dueling off angles? Yes. Yes, he is. Think about it from a Winston standpoint. What makes Ball exceptional when compared to Winston? Because Winston and Ball are both dive tanks, but if, let's say, Winston's on a flank here, and you run into, like, let's say, a Cassidy over here, or heck, you know what? A Tracer. Let's say that you're a Winston here, and you run into a Tracer. You're cooked, right? You're in trouble. You're in big trouble, right? But as a Ball, you have a gun, right? You're not phenomenal at 1v1ing a Tracer, but you're okay with it, correct?
Yeah.
So you can help your team by playing to mark off angles because you're hyper mobile and make it very difficult for those off angles to get work. And then after they've dove, you can absolutely punish them by focusing squishies. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes sense.
Now you're going to notice a pattern here. Let's say we're playing a spam composition, okay? Now this is a horrible map for a spam composition, all right? So give me a spam composition that might work in this map. Give me some heroes. Start with tank line.
Ramattra?
Okay, Ramattra plays here. He's anchoring on point. What about DPS or supports?
Sojourn.
Cass. Where's Sojourn playing? Where's Cass playing?
High ground.
Okay, so Sojourn and Cass high ground. Who's their support lineup?
Mercy, Kiriko, because I hate that.
Okay, you see, okay, so then what do you do as Ball?
I try to go jump pad, get them off the high ground.
Right. Why do you go for these targets and not these targets?
Well, I can't do anything about the Ramattra.
Why?
The Kiriko can just TP out. Oh, well, the Ramattra, I mean, I don't know. He's getting sustained by the Kiriko. He has.
Is that a good 1v1 for you?
You mean the Ram?
Yeah.
No.
No. Not
I mean, nothing happens.
Right. We look for favorable 1v1s. That's what tanking does. What about a Sojourn or a Cassidy?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, right? And not only that, but look at their positioning. How powerful is the Ramattra positioning in comparison to like threat to your team on like a scale of 1 to 3?
1.
Right, not that risky, right? He just kind of exists, right? Anchoring point, okay? What about Sojourn and Cassidy on high ground?
3.
3, 2.5, 3, something like that, right? So as a tank, your best peeling effort on it versus a spam comp is to actually threaten kills on the aggressive off angles, so that either they die, not very likely, or they focus you, which means that these high ground off angles are not shooting your backline, they're shooting you, which sucks for them. Or you become a Ball god and knock them off the high ground, and they lose the position entirely. Do you see that?
Yep.
That's what Ball does. You either take favorable 1v1s, you disrupt what the enemy composition wants to do by hitting as many of them as possible, or you remove them or contest the aggressive positions they have. So one more time, take 1v1s that are favorable to you. If they don't have any good positions, set up the dive and do as much damage as you possibly can on the group. Or number 3, remove them from good positions or contest those good positions. Because even if you're on, like, let's say the Tracer on the flank over here, even if you don't kill and win the 1v1, the Tracer that's setting up the flank because you're marking her has a much harder time diving your backline. That's how you quote-unquote peel and care for your backline as Ramattra, by putting out as much pressure, controlling as much aggressive space, taking as many favorable 1v1s as you possibly can, and that's it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, now that's a lot of information, but that's what we want to kind of be thinking about when we actually get into the review. So do you have any questions besides that?
I mean, maybe we can talk about like warm-up routine
Sure,
for ball
sure.
movement, ball mechanics.
Sure. Here's your warm-up routine for ball movement and ball mechanics. What's your worst map that you're least experienced on right now that you feel like you don't know all the rollouts on? You need to move practice movement on.
This is specific, but Ilios Well.
Okay.
Oh, Ruins as well.
Ilios Ruins and Ilios Well. Okay. Go YouTube, Ilios Well Ball, or Ilios Ball Tech, ball rollouts. Find one of the many YouTube videos out there. Learn a few. Then go into the map and screw around for 10 minutes. And just experiment. Find your own. Practice some of the ones that given the thing and just practice your own. Find your worst map. Go practice it for 10 minutes. Set your grapple and slam cooldown to 0, or whatever, just so you can just spam permanently. And then go screw around for 10 minutes. And then maybe do one more map, and then you're good. You're ready to go. So not only are you warm mentally, not only are you warm physically, but you're also working on your weaknesses at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I'd highly recommend, because Ball is one of those heroes where it's like being able to just shoot and being able to slam is so much more to his kit and so much map knowledge. That's the best way to practice it. And then if you go into a map, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel horrible here. Then take 5 minutes between queues, practice some of those rollouts, and go next. Any questions?
No.
Okay, let's take a look. So their comp, if that Hanzo splits, he dies. If the bat gets too isolated, he dies. If they group up all in a big clump and don't take any off angles for you to duel, then you get a 5-man slam. Win-win, right? Either they take an angle that you can duel as Ball, or they all group up and you get the fattest shields and the fattest slams in the history of the universe. It's a lose-lose situation. That's why Ball mobility is so important, is because it allows you to set up those slams, and it also allows you to quickly contest an off angle as fast as you possibly can. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Either you get a 1v1 or you get a 5-man slam. Setting up our boopies. Now, has the fight started? Look at your Genji. You see him in the right of your screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's actually my duo.
Yeah.
So I'm talking with him the whole time. So most of the time I should know where he is.
Good.
I was calling out the Hanzo as well.
Good. So this is either going to kill Hanzo, make Hanzo drop, or for Suzu and TP and a bunch of attention and people screaming and crying, right?
Yeah.
Surely. Let's find out. Humus dies. Humus there's the Suzu. They're all peeling him off. What should you do right now?
Don't lose any HP.
Don't lose any HP, because you know what you've done? You don't even realize this yet, but you've created space for your team. Watch this. 3, 2, 1. Look at where the enemy team is positioned. Do you see? Is there anybody on point? No. Is there anybody here?
Nope.
No. Is there anybody on this flank here? No. Is there anybody up here? No. They're all in one giant spot. You've given the entire map to your team outside of this main. So the only thing that you could do here that would be bad would be to lose too much HP. I would even go as far to say that you've overstayed your welcome already. I think you probably should have left as soon as you see Suzu. You've done your job. Reset up. Get your HP back. Go hit him again. Yeah, this is just a little bit too slow. For Ball, you could be doing something all the time, but you don't always want to. Because if you get too low, then that means that you can't do anything for a long time, because you're taking 6 years to get your health back, right? Your shields are rechargeable, your armor is damage reduction. I wouldn't even bother touching right here. I would be focusing on getting my HP back as quickly as I can. Maybe this is okay. Yeah, just go get your HP back. All right. Now, what should you do?
I should be setting up behind and try and engage on the people who are trying to poke my team right now.
Right.
Because they're in main.
Are there any off angles for you to shoot right now?
Right now, no.
Or are there any people isolated that you need to be dueling right now?
Nope.
You see?
Oh. Okay.
Now the real question, is it worth spawn camping these guys? Or is it worth getting the slam on these 3 people that my team can follow up on?
I'd prioritize like the Hanzo.
I think
Ryan
so too.
route.
I think so too. I think this is probably more important right now, but just something to keep in mind. Okay, so let's see what we do. Boop, slam, boop and scoop. Or scoop and slam, I guess. Good. Ball form, ball form, ball form. Nice. Grapple, 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 grapple. Nice. Good. Very nice. Okay. Now we set up. We scout. Easy peasy. They're on Winston here. Okay. Unfortunate. A little bit unfortunate. We needed a specific target with where we were actually engaging on there. Would have been very better if we were just very specific. We're going to go for that BAP, hit the BAP. Obviously, instead, now it's like you just kind of do no damage at all to anybody, right?
Oh yeah, that was bad.
That was not great. Creating some space, though. I see that. He doesn't get his shift off in time. Hanzo is popping off. Careful. Get healed. So be really careful about this. Just because you can go in doesn't mean you should, right? Because if you look at your team's position right here, look at your Genji, right? Look at your Hanzo. Even though your supports have walked forward a little bit, this is a 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 4. 4 versus 1, 4 versus 2, maybe with your Kiriko, right? 2 deep. You'll lose a lot of HP for this. You'll need to disengage. And now they can walk through this choke and you don't have your shields. Do you see that? What did you use your shields for there?
Nothing.
Essentially nothing, right? So what's
Yeah.
the problem here, though? Let's not just say that was dumb. Let's go on. No. What was the mistake here? What do we need to practice more?
So I should have recognized that I'm overextending right here.
What does overextending mean?
I mean, in this case, I'm going against 4 people where most of my team can't even see.
Correct. Remember when we talked about whether you should go for Batista in their spawn, right? Why was that even a consideration? Because that was a lot more quote-unquote overextending, right? Well, not really. Why? Because what was happening over here? Do you remember? The Hanzo and the Ryan and the Kiriko?
Yeah.
There was a fight happening, right?
Yeah.
Overextending has nothing to do with positioning. It has to do with whether your team is actually engaged in a combat at all. If you overextend on the Baptiste and spawn in May and spawn, but your team is taking a 4v3 here, that's not overextending. That's fighting. Just fighting a different target, right? This is overextending because if we can count on our thumbs the number of people that are fighting right now, right? That's the problem. Has nothing to do with where you're positioned, but when you're going. Does that kind of make sense?
Yep.
All right, so we're out. We almost die. They do use Mei Wall though, which is good. We keep our grapple. The mines are good. We might win off of this. We don't. Tragic. Careful. Nice. I really like the use of our grapples, and I also like that we're holding on to our grapples as well, so that we're getting that extra 50 damage afterwards. Good. Probably would have rolled through there, but that's fine as well. Looking so far so good. I think your engagements so far have not been perfect, but they've been decent. I definitely think there's some room for improvement with the fluidity of how we're moving with our grapple, but so far I haven't had a big issue with our cooldown usage. I think it's looked okay so far. Now you could go on this Hanzo maybe, because it's a strict 1v1 because his team's in spawn, but you gotta go quick, right? Before his team gets back.
Yeah, I was a bit slow on that one.
That's okay. That's okay. Ha! And now you know they're gonna have to panic and touch points. This should be easy peasy. Nice. Fairly nice. Oh, unfortunate. Probably would prioritize everything. Remember the favorable 1v1s, right? Yeah, exactly. What you're doing right here is good. Bang, scoop and slam. Mechanics almost failed us there, but we got it. Good. It doesn't feel good, you know, but that 100 damage to the Tracer that you've done with 2 boops is infinitely more than what you would have done just shooting Winston Bubble, right? This is good. There's the recall. Winston Primals, we need to find that Tracer. Mines are fine, get that Tracer, nice. Focus on the follow-up now, there's the bat. Grapple, keep it, there it is. Spin to win, nicely done. Okay, honestly, not a lot of micro things to focus on. I think the first fight we overstayed our welcome, took too much damage. I think mechanically we could be practicing some of our movement a little bit better, and even some of our tracking, like on that Kiriko there. And then I think we need to do a better job analyzing where my team can actually follow up off of our pressure. But I don't think we were really pushed to the limits this round. So I'm glad we've got 2 more. Do you have any questions so far?
Not really.
Okay. If you do have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna have a couple of questions for you. So their composition. Oh no, you've won. You're in their head. You're in their head. You know you've won.
Okay, Coach Spino.
Yes.
Can you guess for me, how do you think this round's gonna go?
I don't think it's going to go very well. Now, here's the thing. When the enemy team swaps to hard counter you, you've already won. 2 reasons. Number 1, they're putting all of their eggs into one basket. They're not objectively thinking about your Hanzo or about your Reaper or your Moira or Kiriko. They're only focusing on you and only you. And obviously, yes, you're a tank. You're a very important part of the scene here, but they're not considering the rest of your team. The second thing you have to ask yourself is there Sombra a Sombra player?
Probably not.
Okay. What about the Roadhog?
I don't know, but probably not.
You kind of get what I'm saying, right? You kind of get what I'm saying. Right? Like, where we have to question whether these people wanted to or are even good at the heroes that they're playing right now, whether that's the Brig or the Honor, the Sombra, or the Hog, right? So what that means is, you know, you may or may not need to swap here, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to swap. We just have to adjust. So, how do you play ball into this?
Don't.
Maybe, but like, this is the thinking question. How do you play ball into this? Let's pick apart their weaknesses. What is the number 1 weakness of their composition? This is a tough question. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You don't mean a specific character, do you?
No, just the overall broad.
I mean, I guess if they were just playing this first round without knowing what the enemy team is going to play, this is not really good comp.
Sure. Why is it
not
not a good comp?
Synergies.
What do you mean synergies?
I mean, their Sombra is a dive character, right? But who's gonna follow up on the dives?
Right. So what does a dive character do? How does a dive character position?
Like off angles.
Is she gonna get any help on those off angles?
No.
Right. There it is. You have the entire map to do whatever you want with. You could take any angle, any high ground, any flank. And if you run into a Sombra, you laugh in her face. You know how it is in Overwatch 2, right? Even if you're hacked, if you hit that grapple, you hit a couple of shots, you can spend the entire game making this Sombra's life absolutely miserable. Find her translocator, make her sit inside of her own backline. You see what I'm saying? And if all she does is sit inside of her backline and try and deny your engages, she is one of the worst heroes in the history of the Overwatch. Does that make sense? So you abuse your mobility, make her miserable. And then if we break it down further beyond just how you position, how do you play? How do you engage as ball into this composition?
I should be careful when I'm gonna slam because hack, sleep,
right, 100%. So baiting, shooting, rolling through, cover, right? Abuse any flanks or angles that Sombra or Hanzo take, right? Just don't directly slam, walk in and slam. And let me tell you something. If your team can follow up and you go right directly into the middle of the enemy team and slam 5 people, even if you die, that might be worth it. depending on if your team can follow up. So let's just see. Do we contest the Sombra? Do we control the Sombra, force inside of her backline? Do we bait? Do we play shifty, right? Because you got to think about your Reaper and your Hanzo and your Kiriko and your Moira. They're falling asleep. There just is nothing to worry about anymore. All right, let's see how we do. You see it. Oh crap. Look at this Ana. Look at this Ana. Look at this Roadhog. Look at these guys. You see this?
Yeah,
You've already won. They cannot listen. Everything in Overwatch is an opportunity cost. When you're doing one thing, you're not doing the second thing. When you're doing A, you're not doing B. When you're looking down behind, you're not thinking about your Hanzo. You're not shooting your backline. You are already creating space and baiting attention right now, and you haven't done anything. Uh-oh, surprise factor. And that's it, right? That's what kills us in Overwatch. Surprises. When you're not surprised by a dive as a Zenyatta, and you're not surprised by a Sombra as a ball, you live. When you're surprised, you die. It's that simple, right? Huh. So the problem here is not that deep, right? Yeah. Nice, there's her Translocator, so she's gonna play passive. Where is she? Find her. There she is. Did that Ana just use Sleep Dart, or am I dreaming? No, she didn't have it yet. There it is. You're taking aim. I mean, look at your Hanzo. Who's gonna stop him from doing this? Oh, Pharah's messed up. She's messed up. Pharah's back to her team. Ah! Careful. Careful. Ah! You're okay. Oh, you just messed up your grapple, that's all. See, this is when I would just roll away, grab Mega, start again. Just create chaos. It's not going to feel very good, but just constantly hunt that Sombra, constantly shoot and harass, take every angle, take every flank. If anybody gets split like that Pharah, shoot them, bully them back to their team. And then honestly, you won't be able to hard carry by killing 6, but you will be able to cause havoc. You'll be able to cause chaos. You'll be able to cause disruption. You'll be able to prevent the enemy team from taking aggressive positions. That's what we're focused on. So you're right now still focused on trying to get slams and get good grapples and spin to win. You just can't do that. You just can't do that. Now, you might lose the round regardless, but that doesn't matter. We're focused on what we need to be doing better, right? All right, we're pinging a little bit. Start to shoot. Bait their attention. No. No. Right? You can't possibly make this work, can you?
Yeah.
If Chasm or Fate or Emming or whoever, the best balls in the world, they could not make this work. They couldn't do it. They would get slept, hooked, and died. This is not a skill issue. This is a decision-making issue. So what should you do here instead? Instead of saying, you're dumb. Rah, rah, rah. Okay, well, what do you want to do instead? You tell me. It's hard, isn't it?
I mean, maybe instead of hard committing immediately like that, I should maybe do my setup better, try and take the high ground above me, and then just pressure, for example, the Ana out.
Sure. Maybe we roll out here. You see?
Oh.
You see? Then we break. Then we shoot. Shoot. Heck, you could even shoot, try and bait Sleep Dart. Maybe then you could get a slam and then quickly roll out again, right? Or shoot, drop, grapple, roll through, don't even slam. Something like that. Find the Sombra, right? Like somebody in my chat says it, but it's true. Embrace the rat playstyle. Be just obnoxious. And then when you see that Sleep Dart, when you see that hook, they're done. They're cooked, right? This is just all in, all the way hard. First off, your team isn't even in position to push either, right? So this is a timing issue as much as it is a decision-making issue. But this is just intolerable. It's impossible for you to make this work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want you to be, if they're going to be evil to you, you be evil right back. Yes. No! I was like, yes, take the high ground, shoot at the far a little bit, you know, bait the Sombra hack and then slam. No, we dropped right in the middle of them. Ah, man. You should die for this. Nice cancel on the hack. We were at least ready for it, right? No surprises, right? We got that at least going for us. Now we're going to do a quick roll through. No! No, 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 no. Ah! No! This has been a little bit better, but I don't think you're ratting enough, you know? So let's talk about what you should do here, okay? Again, instead of just going rah, 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 all right? You go high ground, okay? Now you tell me what you do from here.
Okay. So I would probably shoot their Ana, maybe swing around, but I can't use slam, I guess.
Right. So shoot their Ana, swing around. Maybe even here, you could like grapple and hit the Sombra, hit the Brig, wrap around quickly because I think they'll miss, and then swing back up to top and shoot again, right? And then if you see like Sleep Dart, maybe then you can slam, right? Because 1 CC probably won't kill you. It's the 2 and 3 CCs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Drop your mines. Careful, he's got hook. All good. I mean, I think you've done okay this fight. Probably could have played cover a little bit better. But like, you're surviving a long time as long as it's 1 CC. It's the double CC that was killing us. And honestly, our team definitely struggled a little bit here. However, there was lots and lots and lots and lots of low-hanging fruit that we could have executed on better. So, what's the main takeaway? When we go counters, whether they're soft or hard, how do you deal with that?
Oh, I just don't hard engage. So that way I don't give them an easy opportunity to counter me.
Right, right. And you can hard engage when?
When my team can get kills off that value.
And or when they've used what?
Well, cooldowns.
Right. Sleep Dart, hook. Like if they've used hook, Sleep Dart hack is still dangerous, but maybe it's not as dangerous. If you can get like, let's bait Sleep Dart, they've baited hook, wide open now, right? I want you to play more baiting attention and controlling off angles, and less hard slam, hard slam, hard slam, hard slam, hard slam, hard slam. What you're doing is the equivalent of if you were playing versus a Reinhardt Lucio composition that was taking no flanks. If you spent the entire time just constantly hunting for flanks that weren't there, they would just run onto your team and kill them over and over and over again, right? You're doing the equivalent of that, where there's a playstyle completely wide open to you, but you're not taking it and you're only focusing on hard slamming, hard slamming, hard slamming. You have to be adaptable. You have to adjust. And that's what you wanted feedback on. I hope your questions have been answered. Do you have any questions about what we just saw?
Okay, so let's say hypothetically that's a low GM lobby.
Yes.
So above my skill level right now.
Yes.
I should probably switch off, right?
Why?
I mean, theoretically, it would be possible for me to try and dodge all their sleeps and cooldowns and everything, but if the enemy team is like above my skill level, I wouldn't want to force it.
Well, we're not necessarily talking about getting value through only dodging everything, but finding value away from where the CC isn't threatening. Shooting the Ana, clearing the Sombra, breaking Translocator, making sure the Pharah never takes an off angle, making sure if the enemy team never uses their cooldowns because they're saving it for you, then that gives your team a massive inherent advantage, right? So what we're doing is not saying about make the enemy team make a mistake. No, what we're talking about is doesn't matter if they make a mistake or not. You're still getting value. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yep.
So then as long as you're confident that you can get value if you play it properly, why would you swap off? There's a massive learning opportunity for you right here, especially if it's in a lobby that's slightly above your SR. Get good.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get good. Get good. It's like if there's literally nothing that you can do, like, let me put it this way. If you were to play into this on, like, let's say a Circuit Royale first point, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know that there's enough space in the map to actually do what we want to do here, right? So maybe you do have to swap because you can't do the things that you can get value out of, right? There's just no space at all. But most maps, you're going to be able to do the things that we talked about. Take angles, control space, bait attention.
Yeah.
So do it. If you literally can't, then yeah, then we swap because the practice is worthless, right? Now we're just feeding for the sake of feeding, right? But if you're not feeding for the sake of feeding, if you're feeding because you're trying to learn, you're trying to stress test, you're experimenting, you're figuring it out, then it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's only throwing if there's legitimately no way to make it work.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to have more confidence.
Yeah, yeah. Well, don't have confidence that you're going to even do it right the first time or the first dozen times, but that you're going to figure it out and that you know that the end goal is achievable. We just have to put the hours in, put the time in, put the focus in, right? Because you came up with good answers. When I asked you what should you do here, you came up with a good answer. Easier said than done when you're in the middle of the game, but at least now you kind of know what to look for. Okay. Any other questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's keep going. They've had a little bit of positive reinforcement. They think they know what to do to win. Let's see if they're right. Yes. No.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Please elaborate.
You see how there's a stair, right?
Yeah, I see the stairs.
So
I got very acquainted with the stairs just now.
It does go down.
Yes, that's usually what stairs do is they go down or up sometimes. I guess it depends on your viewpoint. It's a lot like politics. You know, it just depends on your viewpoint of things. So up or down. You know, yeah. That's very good, very observant of you to notice that there. Yeah. I do want to notice that Pingu here bouncing around the map. Let's just enjoy this. I actually think he bounces off of the wall. Let's just enjoy this in, I would say 4K, but I think it's more like 4 pixels. Okay, so here, bounce, and there we go.
No way.
Yes. Very much so.
Come on.
Yes, come on indeed. Yes. So, well done.
Okay, so the thing is...
Yes.
Usually I could just stop my momentum by going crab form because it stops it immediately.
Yes.
But because I wasn't touching the ground, I just yeeted myself off the map.
Ah, you timed it just a wee little bit wrong. That's okay.
Yeah.
Your team just wins, I guess, so. That's the key. Launch yourself off the map, have the entire enemy team in hysterics. They're laughing so hard, and then they lose accidentally.
See, that's why I have.
Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing. This is good. Good. You see? What is this Samba supposed to do? You know? Nice. Bam. Yes, you lost a little bit of HP, but okay, we can live with that. Now we go in. We go for a really. See? You do know what you're doing. You know? Look at this. You force the Sombra out. You clear the off angle. Yes, you've lost a little bit too much HP, but honestly, that would happen before you were on the Sombra, right? We could have done a much better job here. Could have hit more shots. She's out. You wait till they walk forward. You see one cooldown. Then you go for a low-risk roll-through. Fat shield. Cancel hack. They're all peeling on you. If you survive this, you're good to go. And look at this. There, and you break Translocator. Now you avoid the people that are all peeling back and you roll forward, bait the sleep dart. This is good. This is good. This is what you're missing on the previous round. And the irony here is that you have less space on this map to do it, but you're still making it work, right? Now you might lose this fight, but again, we're not playing to win every fight. We're fighting what is objectively good space creation, and I want you to give you. I'm just going to show you one little beautiful image right here. Watch this. Right now. Look at this. Do you see this? 1, 2.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Look at the position
attention.
they're holding. Look at this. Look at the position they're holding. This is horrible for them. They've all, half of their team has turned around to deal with you and failed. You see that? Nice job.
Yeah.
Nice job. You should be very proud of this. This is really good. And again, look at this. We're on the Sombra. Careful. Whoa! Okay. Probably a little bit forced that one just a wee bit, but hey, we forced the nano, right? And this fight is still winnable. You should be very proud of this.
Thank you.
Look, and go, whoa, whoa, right? He can't stay here. He can't stay. You're there. Now you know where that Sombra is, right? You know, in the back of your mind, you should know. She's behind me. She's behind me. She's behind me. She's behind me. Ah, see, you do know. You do know. Oh wait, what? What?
Huh? Wait, what?
Did you not? Oh, she got so lucky. Like a pixel off. Nice job. Unfortunate. Now, you're looking at Hog right now. What should you be doing? If you don't scout Sombra, what should you do?
See, this is where I struggle, because this point is like a giant square, right? Pretty open. And like, I don't know where I can engage to really like make a lot of space. Hold on, what? Oh, TP.
Yeah. Just keep rolling. Just keep rolling.
Okay.
Roll through here. Shoot. Oh, there's Locator. You'll hear Sombra. Either you end up dueling her, or you see the Ana spawn over here. You pressure the Ana. You pressure the Ana. You bait the Ana. Just be a general nuisance, right? Even if the Ana makes it to here, right? You then walk through here. You shoot the Ana. 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 Maybe you can grapple up and just keep shooting, like shoot the Ana, roll up, and you can even bait her sleep up or grappling and roll, fly, sitting yourself way over her head, right? And just launch yourself over her head and then into the next corner, right? Just be a nuisance, right? You could peek over the edge here, shoot the soldier, slam the soldier, grapple, and swing out to cover over here, shoot more, and then duck back and try it again, right? Again, nuisance mindset, nuisance mindset. Careful, 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 careful. Oh no, it happened. I got booted. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. I still have the VOD. Let me get the VOD. I was hoping that we could stick with the replay code, but unfortunately.
Small indie game, what can you do?
Yeah. Okay, give me a second. Let me pull this thing up here. I lasted so long, and then just in the last like 2-3 minutes, just tragic. All right. Okay. All right, let me stream this. 1 second. See, chat, this is why I'm the best. I can record VODs. You don't understand how complicated that skill is. All right, well, if it's actually gonna work, come. Surely. Come on now. Wait. Come on. Oh dear. I hate when YouTube does this. It's like it takes a while for it to process it, you know what I'm saying? It's not an internet thing. It's like YouTube hasn't made up its mind about whether it wants you to watch it or not. All right, come on now.
Maybe refresh?
Maybe. I already did that once. I'll try it again. All right, let's see if will it get me to 551. Maybe. Yes. 605. See, this is the way to do it, right? Slow and steady wins the race. Agonizingly slow and steady wins the race, I guess. Wait, do I dare greet it? I'm gonna greet a whole minute. Ah, nice. It worked. Let's try and greet another minute. Dare I do? Oh yeah, see? Look at it. Look at this. Perfect. We're almost there. Let's try one more minute. No. Oh, we got away with it. We got away with it. Let's try 20 seconds. So far, so good. Hey, we're here. All right, you ready? Let's keep going. Okay, we continue. Get out. We survive. We get our shields back. This is fine. Yep, there's space. There's space. Space, 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 space. Could a little bit of mechanics there, right?
Yeah.
Nice. She's out. Go find her. Yeah. She's cooked. She's cooked. She's cooked. Yes. Squashed. Very nice job. Set up. Maybe left, maybe right. You're like, oh crap. Mines. We have the coverage of our mines, so we're more comfortable hard engaging. Seems fine. A little bit unfortunate that we stacked with Nanoblade, but I don't think we knew it ahead of time. There we go, scouting for locator. But they're not even on Sombra anymore, they're on Mei. Look at this, so you're making them play Mystery Heroes. This is disastrous for them. They're having a terrible, terrible time. And now they're on Winston, right? So now you could be more aggressive. Now you don't feed, but you could put out more consistent pressure. Would you agree?
Wait, I can put out more consistent pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
No Sombra,
Yeah.
no Ana, right? No Hog. Let's see. Go. Yes. Nicely done. Nice. Lever. A little slow, right? I mean, the rally is obviously difficult, but I think we could have been a little bit faster at just putting out pressure on our cycles. And they also don't have a lot of poke damage, so you could do a lot of work with just using your gun, right? Okay. Let's go back a little bit here. So, what's the best 1v1 target for you on their team? It's hard to say, isn't it?
Kiriko?
Maybe Kiriko, right? You can't kill her, but you can force her cooldowns quickly. So,
Yep.
let's force that. That's our priority right now. Or Mei, let's get out Ice Block right now, right? I think a lot of ball players, whenever there's like a lot of targets, it's easy to get big slams and things like that. But how about instead you just put a lot of emphasis on really, really forcing the cooldowns of one hero? So right here, let's grapple on this Kiriko, get a slam, maybe just shoot her, right? Or go on the Mei. This is just, do you see how this is like, for lack of a better term, this is vague. Who are you really engaging on here, right? You don't really know, right? This is just kind of like a slam for slam, and you do get Ice Block, but did you even know the Mei was there?
Not sure.
I'm not sure either. If you did, maybe it's okay, but this had a real risk of just not being a very impactful engage. It's like finding that balance between like, am I hitting a lot of people with my like skills, or am I really threatening a 1v1? I'm not really too sure. All right, surely we get this one. They get 2 split. This is what Ball is great at. We're gonna force this guy's cooldown. Stop shooting Ball. Please shoot Kiriko or Winston. I say. Yeah, nice. Again, what is this slam, right? Right here. We need to be on Kiriko, or we need to be on Mei. One or the other. We're kind of on a little bit of both. That's not good enough for me. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just kind of, I think the best way of looking at it right now is we're kind of just generally rolling around without a real purpose with what we're trying to do. There's a ambitious minds. Because even though that doesn't feel very good, we got both supports on us, and that kills the Winston. So at least that had a purpose. Oh, what just happened to that Mei? Did you see that? Watch the Mei here.
Yeah, instant rebound boop.
But what? She went flying. Oh my gosh. All right, so you guys should win this, I think. No, maybe not. This has been complete chaos. Find a target. Pick a target. Mei, go. Get her. Out. Oh. Look at that. Just tanked like 6,000 damage. Nice. No headshot though. So there you go. Get her. Pick a target. Brig now. Probably not the highest return on investment, the Winston, but he was low, so maybe it's okay. Yeah, so to me, the thing that I've seen when they've not swapped to counters is there's a lack of deliberation with who we're going for. It feels very much like we're just kind of generally just kind of doing chaos, but we want to pick one target, we want to get a fat slam, and we want to bullet their head down. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, get that Kiriko. You know what I'm saying? We need to be a little bit more decisive with what we're going for. And then when we're doing things like playing around counters, right, we're more focused on, I don't have to just hard slam, hard engage all the time. I could be more pressure, more poke, more control space, and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so skills we want to practice with ball. How would you phrase it? What are some things that we need to practice with ball? How would you phrase all the crap that we talked about today?
Okay, so let me think back.
Sure, take your time.
First round, there wasn't really that much, right? I mean, yeah, I used my shields before they engage, which was really bad. Like they walk for free. So like,
was that a consistent problem for you though, or was it just a one-time thing?
Yeah, it's kind of an exception. So I think.
Okay, so ignore it, right? What else do we see?
For a second, when I'm playing against hard counters, don't always try to force hard commit.
Versus hard counters, don't always play for hard commit. So what do you do instead? Because it's easy to say don't do that, but what do we do instead of that, right?
So I try and juke, work more with grapple and the high grounds. Try and pressure out cooldowns, and when cooldowns that counter me are used, I can go in.
Sure, control angles as well, right? Anything that's away from the clump. Okay, excellent. What else did we see?
On third, just target priority.
Sure.
Sticking to one target.
Sure.
When I'm engaging, have a target in mind.
I would just say being more deliberate with who we're engaging on.
Yeah.
Because even if you get, like, let's say we're playing versus a Ryan Brawl comp and you slam 4 people, as soon as that slam happens, you need to know who you're shooting and who you're focusing on, right? And then who you're going to try and grapple boop afterwards, right? That might be the BAP, that might be the Mei without an ice block, it doesn't matter. But don't just be like general vague damage and pressure. It's the equivalent of, like, as a soldier, putting 7,000 damage into the enemy Orisa with Fortify and wondering why you don't win. You know, we need to hit breaking points with who we're shooting enough to actually secure that kill, if that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? Those were the big 2 for me. But did you see anything else?
Well, okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but when they had Sombra, right? I feel like I missed out on checking her translocator.
Sure.
Because I feel like I was kind of scared of going behind them.
Sure.
Because they had a Sombra.
But it's the opposite, right? Really. You should be very brave going behind them. Now, I will say that they're, like, let's say they were on Sombra and Tracer, you know what I'm saying? That might be a problem. But if it's just a Sombra, you can beat her in a 1v1, especially if you if you cancel her hack, right? Which you were doing a pretty good job at. So you shouldn't be scared to take all the angles and all the flanks and all the backline. You know, it's the other way around.
Yep.
Like,
okay.
Any questions? Those are definitely the big 3, I think, for me.
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like we got a lot out of the way, so...
Okay. If any questions do come up, just shoot me in DMs, and I would like you to use the replay code rule at any time you'd like in the next week or month, which is any time that you have a game where you're struggling or you're like, what should I do here? I don't know how to play this map. Shoot me the replay code, give me like 4 timestamps, and I'll get you some written feedback in a couple of days. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, mate. Use that whenever you'd like. All right, keep in touch. Good luck with your practice. Remember the things that we talked about: training structure, scrims, VOD review, priority, all that kind of stuff at the start of the review. I think that will help you out as well as remember the warm-up thing as well, like how you're utilizing those maps that you're struggling with. But yeah, good luck, mate. Keep in touch, and good luck with your practice. All right.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Have a good one. See ya. All right, that was You Don't See Me, the Ball Extraordinaire. Hope you guys found that one fun. Getting ready to review you. We have a gameplay review, and then I guess we have some patch notes reaction, because I don't know what the patch notes are. I have no idea, so I am purposely avoiding them, and we'll check them out briefly. Let's move on here. Now, I believe I maybe I'm wrong here, but I think this might actually be a Wrecking Ball review as well. Let me check to see what we have here. I don't remember. I think it is, Chad. I think it's more Wrecking Ball. No, Wrecking Ball is actually pretty fun to coach. Yeah, it's more Wrecking Ball. Okay, so Imperator is here. We're looking at Imperator. This is Gold Ball. So Imperator has got a little bit of a head start because we've already talked a little bit about stuff here. Let me make sure I get all my scene stuff here. Whoopsie daisy. Ball. Okay. And then rank here should be on, and then gold. Okay. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Batsian. And then hero pool and ranked. I would like to climb to Plat 4, which would be a personal high. Long term, I'd like to hit Diamond. So, Imperator, I assume that you're actually Diamond now. Okay, wow, you're popping up. Oh my gosh, yeah, this form is almost a month old as well. So yes, lots has happened since then. So okay, well that's a quick bump up right there. My mouse double clicking is so annoying. Okay, and then obviously I'm sure Imperator, we've talked a little bit about training structure. If you would like to hit Diamond or hit Masters or climb into Masters or consistently stay into Diamond, then it's going to be about consistency with your playtime. So make sure that you're playing 1 or 2 hours per day, making sure that you're narrowing down your hero pool, have a consistent and efficient warm-up. What type of mistakes that I currently need to be aware of? Okay. What do you feel is holding you back from improving? The form says mostly mechanics, but probably some bad decision making as well. I don't know if you caught the previous review, Imperator, but we talked about ways of improving your ball mechanics besides just playing the game more. Is if you have a particularly bad map where you're struggling with some of the rollouts, look up a YouTube video on it, study 1 or 2 of the little tricks, and then go into the map and just practice those over and over and over again, and then just generally roll around the map. See what you can find out on your own. Just get comfortable with moving around the map. So much of mechanics is just moving and movement and feeling what it's like to move, being comfortable in your environment. It's not just about the techs and the rollouts and the shots, right? It's a lot more than that with ball, which is why he's such a difficult hero to play. Most of the mechanics is holding you back, probably some bad decision making as well. Playing in a stereotypical way, for example, always doing the same things no matter the enemy team comp. Well, we talked a little bit about that in the previous review, didn't we? Misjudgments, results of being too aggressive or too passive. If you do have any questions, Imperator, you can just throw them in chat. That would be the easiest way of doing it, because I don't want to have to alt tab between this and Discord, because this is a recorded VOD. Okay. Let's do this. Let's check this out. And because this is actually a VOD and not a replay code, I can actually utilize my Epic Pen here. So I can do a little bit of my madman scroll on the screen. Was the recent Symmetra video? Yes, it was a top 500. Top 500. Top 20 finished last season. Okay. So, Diamond Ball, I guess now. We'll take a look. And the big thing with ball is we spent a lot of time talking about how Nice. We spend a lot of time talking about how, like, oh, how do you play versus Sombra, Ana, Hog, Brig, whatever. But I think the reason why I put so much emphasis on that is even if they don't have all of those things, like let's say they just had one Ana or one Sombra or Hog or Brig or things like that, a lot of the same logic applies where even if they only have 1 CC or 2 CC or 3 CC, your ability to kind of find ways to play around that by controlling space elsewhere, to bait more, right? Less or fewer hard engages until you've seen the cooldowns that you need to see. That is something that you need to start practicing now. Like, I look at the enemy composition and my immediate gut isn't, oh, it's a ball counter comp. But if you look a little bit carefully, you see Bastion turret form, you see Sleep Dart, and heck, you even see Sigma Rock. So we actually have most compositions, like even if you're playing versus, like, let's say your own composition, you don't really have anything that hard counters you, but you still need to be playing around Suzu, right? That's still something you need to be aware of. So I think for ball players especially, it's really important that you understand how to play versus 1cc, 2cc, 3cc, or this cooldown I need to track, or that cooldown I need to track. So for you right now, even if you're diamond or plat or gold or silver or bronze, and you're like, I can't do everything, I can't track and understand everything, just start by tracking Sleep Dart. Just start by playing around Bastion turret form, because if that Bastion doesn't have turret form, even if you get slept, you won't die. One step at a time. One step at a time. Useful tip for Pulse Wars and Dragon Blade 2s. Exactly. So for you versus this composition, you should have every flank in the world should be your soldier, should never be able to off-angle without getting punished. And then if we can track just one cooldown, whether that's turret form or Sleep Dart, or even Sigma Rock, not the most important one, but okay, then your experience is going to be so much easier as ball. And the reason why I put so much emphasis on that is it doesn't demand them being on Sombra for it to be useful. Any composition is going to have a cooldown that will be helpful for you to. And there aren't many heroes in Overwatch that need to track cooldowns as much as Ball does. Like, Ball is so important. So this is all fine, but you know that Sleep Dart's probably coming, right? She's sitting on it. Shoot the Bastion maybe. See, like this, you should get slept, the guy goes turret form, and then you die. Now you might not, but you weren't thinking at all about this. This is what we were talking about, playing the 2 generic, normal way of playing ball. Just grapple in, slam, shoot. Grapple in, slam, shoot. This is where balls really set themselves apart. And then you die. Or, even if you don't die, okay, you die, you have to go so far out because you were so low that you were basically a complete non-factor to this fight. You see it here, right? This is the problem. Remember we viewed that gold ball on Ilios, guys? Remember that? We talked about going in too hard. This is it perfectly. You way overestimate your kill potential. You go for a slam without knowing the status of the enemy team's cooldowns. And like right now, he's not gonna die. He's just not. So press E right now and survive. Yeah, I don't know. So we have to find the balance. If we push too far, then he gets rest. If we push too far, then you either die or you're a non-factor. Okay, so we need to do a little bit better job tracking enemy cooldowns and not trying to go so hard unless we're sure that we're gonna get killed. Okay. Okay. Almost. We don't quite get the res. That's okay. Bastion's a little AFK. Let's grapple and roll through. That's 1 cooldown down, right? That's 2 cooldowns down. Nice little roll out there. We land on the high ground. We need to get out. You're overstaying your welcome. You're overstaying your welcome just a little bit. So, right here. We almost get the Mercy. Then the Bastion turns on us. We need to immediately get out of here. That to me is the general rule I'm seeing here. So like when you get the slam off right here, y'all. Sorry for the video quality, by the way. I know it's pretty low. When we get this here, we're in a safe high ground position and we have a perfect angle to sit up top here and just shoot the Mercy, right? Or shoot the back line, wait for this turret form to expire, and then we might not even need to go for turret form. Maybe we can actually go for the Ana in the back line, right? Or we can scout out that soldier and find that soldier. The problem here is you are just and what that means is we go in, we do the exact same thing on the Mercy that we could have done from high ground, and probably even easier. You see how we lose her, right? But we put ourselves into a position in the middle of the enemy team where we can easily get bursted while they have cooldown value. You have to do a better job trying to play high grounds, off angles, cover. Listen, guys, as a tank, cover matters. Case in point. So that you can continue to put out pressure without going all the way in and then being all the way out for a period of time. What country does Spy live in? I live in USA. You guys, you can check out coachspylo.com. I coach at a lot of different hours, and the Calendly there will automatically shift to your time schedule so you can see if any of the slots that I have available for coaching work for you. No cooldowns here, so this is good. That she's going to have Sleep Dart though soon, so we might need to do a quick roll through. Ooh, we need to be really careful. We're too low. 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 We're going to die. Yeah. So we need to do a little bit of a better job playing around our HP. Nothing wrong with just grabbing that Mega behind us and chilling and setting up a better engage. You've died too often now just for going too hard. And what that means is that the enemy team has windows where you're dead. He's out. Don't chase. Don't chase. Don't chase. Oh, no. Don't chase. Don't chase. Don't chase. Could have gone back to point and set up our engage in case they touch. You're welcome. Wait, what? Check this out, chat. Check this out. I didn't know this was a thing. Look at these little flying things. Bam! Straight up rolls it. That's wild. I didn't know that was a thing. That's it. Playing around their CC, get a little shots out. Don't get too low. 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 Now we start to regenerate shields. And that's the other thing too, as well, is like you get rewarded really well for cycling well because your shields regenerate. When if your shields are never regenerating, that's probably a red flag about how you're playing. We want to maximize our uptime as ball, right? Which means not this, right? It's gonna look like this, right? And these little down cycles are where we regenerate our shields. And their up cycles are like when we get a slam back or when we get a grapple back. You're either doing this as ball, where you're just you're not giving time for your shields to regenerate, or I've seen a lot of this, where you go so hard in, all your HP, all your cooldowns, and you almost die, or you do die, and then you're just completely worthless for a long time. I would much rather prefer playing around our slam, playing around our grapple, and doing a better job of playing around cover so that we get over time for our shields to regenerate, get a little bit of healing, playing around our armor as well, right? Because if your armor's dipping, you start taking disproportionate amounts of damage. Something to consider. Hope so too. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's oh dear. We need to get healed. We really need to get healed. We should not be wasting this downtime. Yes, the fight's lost. That's unfortunate, but you need to be grabbing your health back. Like, you're missing your armor. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. We really must be getting our HP back. There's a 2 megas and minis all around you. This is a disaster. And now we have to use our shields just to get out, and we've lost our angle. Disaster. And then now, once again, do you see the problem, guys? We grapple right into the middle of the enemy team. Pretty easy sleep dart. We do not know the status of Bastion. There's the Bastion, but we can't get out. And now we die. Yeah, I mean, guys, this is why, you know, it's like, if you were playing Winston here, you would never jump in like this, ever. Because you know the Bastion is just going to use a turret form and then I'm going to die. Ugh, right? But somehow people play ball, and just because they get away with it like 30-40% of the time, they feel like the rules don't apply to them when it comes to setting up a dive. Even if you get the value that your team is not ready to go in. Exactly. So right now, we need to set up a flank. Maybe if we can bait some cooldowns, disrupt, dislodge a little bit. Hey, Vrashi. That's fine. But right here, we really cannot stop to smell the roses here. This guy's in turret form. We need to maybe bait some attention, right? But we cannot stay. And that's exactly what we do. Now I'm going to cut you some slack because I do think this was a little bit of a mechanical accident. But I think it's still worth pointing out because this has happened multiple times in this VOD review already. We need to do a better job of playing around enemy cooldowns, baiting, setting up, staging, and that's why cover matters, because cover is what forces those cooldowns out, but then allows you to not die to them because you either get slept behind a corner or you bait the sleep entirely because you're behind a corner. Yeah. So let's go, let's go. We've died far, far too many times. Insult to injury. There's a turret form. There's a turret form. There's a turret form. We can't say. We can't say. We can't say. We can't say. Okay, don't go in too hard. You don't have your slam. See, this is it. This is it exactly. See, you go. Okay. I wanted to get the kill. Oh, is it? Is it? All right, give me a second, y'all. I'm covering comp. I'm wood tier streaming it right now. Give me a second. So, where am I at here? Hello? There you go. Yeah, fine. It's a horrible spot, but it works for now. Okay. This is a classic example where, like, yes, we thought that we could get the kill. We didn't. Unfortunate. But right now, look at your HP. Look at your armor. Look at your shields. This kill is not happening. So the worst thing in the world that you could do is force it and then A, die, or B, get so low that once again, you're a non-factor for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, right? And that's what's going to happen here. You just need to be like, okay, I forced them out. I forced cooldowns. I'm going to reset, go grab the mega behind me, and get ready for the next engage. You can't see HP? Dang it! Man! Can I just do this? Can I just throw myself in the top left here? Just kind of just sitting up. I can't, then you can't see their comp. Let's just put myself here. How about I just shrink myself? Let's just, no. Let's just do, why is it moving the whole thing? Face cam. I'm just gonna, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm just gonna hang out with y'all. I'm gonna hang out with you guys. Here, I'm just gonna chill right here. Hey guys, everybody. Let's just see how, I'm gonna see how y'all are doing. All right. You know, actually, I could probably expand here now. You know. Hey guys. Hey, I'm with the cool kids now. Hey everybody. How's it going? Just above the HP part, but this is so much more fun. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at this, right? There's a slam. Oh my, yeah, right? Like, you are creating space, but we don't want to go so hard that we end up dying for it, because then you're not creating space when you're dead. And you're not creating space when you're grabbing 5 mega health packs instead of just 1 mega health pack, right? Yeah. You think it reaches that height? No chance in my chat. My chat is filled with the strong, silent types like myself. Ah, this is goofy. All right, you failed. Out. Yes! Yes, that's it right there. Do you guys see that? Now, we can make fun of the mechanics here, but big slam, big shots, adaptive shields, he plops heal station, he gets BAP window pocketed. Even without BAP window, oh, actually not BAP window, but even without the support from behind, you've done your job. He's out of a bad position, you've baited attention, you've not lost your armor, your shields will now start to regenerate. Now we're in a great spot to do our mines. So let's wait. Mines? Look at our shields, look at our shields, look at them. They're starting to regenerate. Brilliant, and there's the kill. Nice, and we didn't just waste that time either, chat. When you're not doing something as ball, you're not wasting time. You're thinking, either grabbing a health pack or you're thinking about how you want to engage for next fight. You're setting up, because think about that. We were able to get out, but not only did we get out, we set up the perfect position for a fat engage, right? Brilliantly done. I haven't seen anything yet. No spoilers. Did they give Zarya 7 bubbles? They gave Zarya 7 bubbles, didn't they? I know it. 7 bubbles. She actually goes up to 600 charge now. Nice. Look at you. You're carrying. Don't feed. Don't feed. Wait for your cooldowns. Wait for your HP. Wait for your shields. Even this, too early. Just a little too early. Just a little too early. Just wait. There's no rush. You don't have to only pay attention to your cooldowns and HP to decide when to go in, but I think that's a good starting point. If your team really needs help, like, immediately, then maybe you can't wait. But yeah, get. Nice. It has a beam range of 100 meters, yes. Graviton Surge disconnects you from like BattleNet. They increase Sojourn's body less. Now just do it for Kiriko and we're good to go. Even here, right now. Does that Ana have Sleep Dart? Honest question, does that Ana have Sleep Dart? Surely, right? You didn't even try to bait it. You could have shot this girl. You could have shot her, or you could have rolled right through her, shot her on and baited behind the corner here. You could have grappled up here and then slammed up here, or just grappled and shot from here to kind of bait it up here where it's hard for them to sleep you, right? There's just so much with this hero that you can do to play around cooldowns, and you're just... Brrr. Oh, she just misses the Sleep Dart, yeah. But see, the thing is like, even at this rank, this is why I hate the whole, like, oh, play for the rank, you know. No. Even at this rank, 50% of the time she's going to hit that Sleep Dart and you're going to die. Or you're going to lose all your HP and you have to get bullied all the way out. Disaster. So much of Ball is just doing the basic right things correctly. And then having the mechanical experience to be able to actually do something with the knowledge that you have. That's unfortunate. We just straight up miss. We're getting a lot of slams though. This slam change is palpable, you know? It feels like so much more pressure. Does she have Sleep Dart? She does. Is she gonna Sleep Dart us? We can't slam. Tragic. Surely Sleep Dart. Surely. Someday she'll sleep our face. No, she missed it again. Ah, no, trap, no! Don't shoot Nano to risk, I beg. Just grab a health back or deal with backline. Oh, no, this is a waste. This is a big waste. This is tragic. This is a sad story, chat. This is sad. What rank is this? This is Diamond. Yes. Can we very shortly talk about how this person looks up when they sign that makes them go higher? Good catch, good catch. That's true, they do that, yeah. Maybe that's why they're missing some of their slams. Good point, yeah. Maybe a bad habit. See, you guys are better coaching than I am. Right, owners. Seems to describe all Overwatch heroes. Yeah, so whenever I'm coaching them, that's what happens. Now, you know where the Ana is. You know where the rest of them is. You know where the rest of them is. Okay, so, chat, what should we do? What should we do? Imperator, if you're watching this, you should be watching this. Think right now. How should you engage? Where should you engage? Why should you engage? When should you engage? Who should you engage? And whatever should you engage? Take left stairs, stage in the back, wait for the team to get closer. Flank, scout the backline, boop them off of high ground, right? There's no CC up there, is there, right? Yeah. Juicy. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Oh dear. Well.
I got the job!
Yay, Dad! We knew you could do it!
But obviously where we end up is we're at a really high risk of, you know, this happening. Sleep Dart, stun. We actually got stunned, I think, out of Sleep Dart. Yeah, you're cooked. Yeah. So, yeah, prioritize the engage, not the target. Target will come with a good engage. Yeah, think about what would be the best position or best angle for you to contest. The way where you have good flanks, good cover. You're getting caught right in the middle of it. Nice skin, by the way. Same thing here. Let's see what we do. We can engage in that soldier or that Junkrat. We can engage that Baptiste in the back. Batiste in the back. Yes, you get it right this time. Oh, yeah. We didn't get the slam, though. And I see what we were talking about earlier with the looking up. It's like we're like, you know. So we miss the slam. That's unfortunate. The BAP comes at the help, and we force it just a wee little bit. Okay. Disaster. That's okay. That's okay. We're all right. Yeah, careful. Don't go in too early. You're in too early. Your team's still in spawn. Your team's still in spawn. This is good, but your team's still in spawn. Now your team is in, but you are out. The mobility curse. Just because you should or can go in doesn't mean you should. Nice slam. Sleep dart. Do we know about sleep dart? Don't think we do. We know about Junkrat trap now. Oh no! Okay. No dancing a jig this time either? No. No dancing. We get a touch. Get the touch again. I don't think it matters. We got the steel trap. We get fat, succulent, juicy mines. There's the Riptire. There is the big kill on the Riptire and on the soldier. We're popping off. Stop shooting the fortified Orisa. I beg. Please stop shooting the fortified Orisa. I beg again. Big slam. Big engage. Pog. 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 Get her. Get her. Get the little rat. Get the little rat. We peel back. Nice. Big fat carry. Juicy McBooty. Oh, hi there. Yes, I did call. Is this a console review? No, I don't think so. Yes, this is delightful. Bam! Outside of our team LOS, but as long as it's a 1v1, we're good to go. Now out. You did your job. Go in again. Would have preferred if you had not used shields there. Nicely done. Okay, so where are we at? Actually, give me a second. Okay, so we can watch a little bit more. Excellent. Not bad. What I'm seeing so far is two things. Three things. Not considering CC. Just even one CC. Not 5 CC, just 1 CC. Overstaying our welcome once we've already done our grapple slam boop, and then continuing to extend, which is costing us uptime and killing us. And then thirdly, I think we could do a better job thinking about how I could be setting up next engage during my downtime. Whenever you took a quick second and didn't force it to keep going, and actually thought about each engage, you did a pretty good job with it, right? All right. Do you have any questions so far, Gangolfus? No, all clear? Now, where's your team fighting? So, do we want... No. No, respectfully, no. Respectfully, no. Respectfully, this is total RNG. I don't even know how the soldier dies. This is way outside of your team's LOS. I think your Hanzo hits a body shot at that exact same time. That's very, very fortunate. This is too expensive in terms of cooldowns from you for too low of a percentage of a kill. We would want to fight them where? Where would we want to fight them, chat? We go for the boop. We don't get it. Unfortunate. Where should we want to fight them? Can you count the pixels? Around statue? Mm-hmm. I mean, this is just where we're set up to fight, right? Like at least this is our little line right here, right? This is where we'd want to fight them, right? At least. Right. So, no. 15-second cooldown. And theoretically a lot of damage. So, best case scenario. But not something that I can just wink at. Yeah. Do they have sleep dart? Haha. Famous last questions. Oh my days. We have to do a better job with this. So here, if they have sleep dart, maybe roll through to here. As soon as they've broken the line and they've walked through the choke, roll through to here. Do a little shooty. Right there. Try and bait sleep dart. Play around it from there. Insert kill box turn misuse here. Exactly. Abomination. But yeah, you can see the problem here, right? Easy sleep, easy cooldowns used. I also baited our Bap to the lamp. Poor fella was trying to help out. Yeah. No. What? Did we just enter the Twilight Zone? Whoa, what? I've never seen that before. Ever. Not once. Good, good. Probably didn't need to shield that. So there's like a careful balance of like hitting your shields. You almost had it there. You almost had it here. You grappled and then like almost got behind the wall. Like right there. You went for the slam. If we just stayed in ball form, so see how you come out of ball form? The reason why that's a problem is they can headshot you while you're slept, but also you move slower when you're in this form. So you would want to slam and then stay in ball form to duck behind the corner a little bit faster. Okay? But you almost had it here. The thing with shields, by the way, it's like you want fat shields, but then if you don't need the shields, then it's a waste. So it's like finding that balance between get fat, juicy, succulent shields, but then don't just press the cooldown just because you have it. Oh yeah. This is just this. We should not be shooting our guns. This is I mean, this is why sleeping is bad, right? Even if you don't die, you need to be fighting right now, but you're not. You're sleeping. Aww, she's gonna have sleep dart soon. Care. Shields are regenerating. Oh, what? How did that slam go off? I'm sorry, what is this slam? I guess it registered before he sucked you. That's hilarious. She's gonna sleep you. Mines. Nano. Wait, no way that doesn't get a kill. Ah, poor Ramattra. Okay, he wins anyway. Okay, is this a pro ball review? Getting there. There's been a lot of good things to this ball. Let's watch. We got time for a couple more fights, I think. Don't do it. Not now. And if they do have sleep here, you'd slam, then grapple out. Grapple. No! My stomach, my ulcers. You know she's gonna sleep dart you. You just have absolutely no respect whatsoever. I mean, you're going too early as well. You need them to cross this line right here before your team can actually help you, right? So you're going too early as it is. But you just, if you're going to slam here, at the very least slam, then immediately either stay in ball form and grapple out or something. Like this is, oh, it's just so much disrespect, you know? But you see, like, even though the engage worked out way better than it should, it fails because you go in by yourself and then you bait your hunt. And actually, worst case scenario, because you go in, you bait your team to walk forward to help you, but then you're out. Disaster. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we really hard through this fight. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Shoot this Lucio. Get this rat. Slam. Okay. Again, risk versus reward. Now this Ana dies, but I assume this is Diamond that you were ready to roll out quickly, right? Careful, you're by yourself. Don't feed. Oh, don't overstay your welcome. You did your job. You got the kill. Reset up. Next engage. Grapple. Nice. Don't overstay. Right? You get the kill. But the fight's won. Dude, we don't need you to trade here. Just a little bit of greed. Set up. I don't know. I think that's a little deep. There we go. See how you played on sleep dart there? That was better. You at least you stayed in roll. No sleep dart? Can your team see? Can your team help? Don't think so. They might be able to if you boop this guy. You would have needed to boop the Ramattra, not the soldier there, because your team couldn't see the soldier. And also probably an unnecessary shields. Nice kill. Sometimes it's okay to feed if you get that kill, you know what I'm saying? Just as long as you don't die for it. This is a little bit greedy. Your team can't help you over here. Again, you need to know where your team can see and play around that. You saw that happen earlier when you baited your Hanzo to walk forward and he died. She has sleep dart. Ah. At least you're fighting in front of your team. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce, I'm sorry to announce, rather, an Ajax. Yankees! Hee hee. Fines. I think this fight's lost, though. Maybe. Please don't overstay. Please don't overstay. Why do we overstay? My goodness gracious, you've lost. Look, so this is why overstaying is a problem. Watch the HP here. You see the Ramattra? Look at our HP and look at the Ramatra's HP. Okay? Look at our HP, look at the Ramatra's HP. You can even look at the top left here if you're having a hard time seeing it. Just look up here, okay? Now I'm gonna play this out. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Now look at our HP. And look at the Ramatra's HP. You did, what, 40 damage? 50 damage? And you lost about 500. This is why uptime is something you have to be so careful about. Where you force and you force and you force when all you needed to do was just grapple out, reset up on high ground, wait for one member of your team to come back, wait for their ult to end, and then murder this guy. You lost 500 HP to do 30. No, please don't. Please don't. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. They're not even pushing cart. Like, there just wasn't any reason to force this at all. Yeah, it was a lose-lose situation recently. It was Spylo versus the world. No. I probably would have gone for the soldier there more than the Ramatra. I guess we ended up hitting the soldier, so that was nice. Good. We should win this. Do we win this? Oh, we do win this. Oh, this is delightful. Don't overextend. She's not gonna die. Wait for your team's follow. Look at how much HP you're able to preserve because you didn't greed. No. Your team could not help you at all whatsoever. Please be disciplined. Please, if that sleep dart hit, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. That wasn't just playing on sleep dart, it was also playing on your team's timing. Set up. Why are you here? We don't want to be set up here. Could we take top? Nice. She doesn't have sleep dart now, so now she dies. Grapple. Boing. And we stole the health back. She's dead. Nicely done. Take top. Uptime. You're good. You are low now. You need to survive. Go top. Set up your next engage. You do not have to go in right now. You are a waste of space right now. Look at you. Waste of space. Just taking damage for no reason. Making your Mercy yellow beam you. No. This is a big issue. I don't need to see anymore. Okay. We have to, number one, we must play around and track CC better through baiting it, quick rolls, playing around your slam, staying in ball form after we slam so we can juke easier. Number one. Number two, when you are low, when you've used your cooldowns, when there's an HP problem, the best way to increase your uptime is to not continue to go, but to take a brief resting period, grab a health pack, get a little bit of healing, wait for our next cooldowns, and then, or set up and then go again, because we are dying so many times, or we're doing so little because we do our first engage and we keep going. You must be better at this. And the third one I would probably say is we really need to do a better job paying attention to where our team is positioned so we can line up our timing. So bad news is this: you are mediocre. You are not good at anything. The good news is that you're not terribly horrible at everything. You're just kind of decent at everything. So that means there's a lot of skills that you need to practice, but any of those skills that you put attention into will receive value. Any of those. Yeah, of course, Maverick. I'm a little slow with responding to DMs, so just cut me some slack if I don't get back to you immediately. Do you have any... Well, I mean, you're Diamond, right? You're not going to be great at anything. We just need to consistently improve at all the little things. So, lots of good things Not any great things. So just keep practicing at the timing, playing around CC, and making sure that we're not forcing ourselves to continue to engage over and over and over and over again at the expense of us dying or losing so much HP that we're a non-factor. Play around your shields, your armor, and your cooldowns. Okay? And take that downtime to set up better engages. Do you have any questions? To where you're looking during slam? Yeah, that was a bad habit that definitely needs to fix. Okay. If you do have any questions, shoot me a message anytime. Anytime. I know it was a little harsh in you here, but I think you did a pretty good job. I think this wasn't too bad. What would you suggest working on first, though? CC, probably. CC and uptime. I don't expect yourself to master those skills just yet, but you could definitely start improving those skills right now. You could definitely start improving those skills. Remember, we don't want perfection, but you can definitely improve those skills. You're very welcome. Like I said, let me know if you have any questions. My DMs are always open. All right. I won't, like I said, I won't always be able to respond immediately, but I try and check my messages once every other day. I try and respond at least once every 2 days. The only reason I don't respond more often than that is because I do get a lot of DMs. I mean, on the daily, like anywhere from 10, 11 to even as many as 20. So I don't want to sit on my computer all day long and answer DMs. So I try and space things out a little bit. Okay. Overwatch patch notes, guys. Overwatch 2 patch notes. Let's check these out because I don't know anything. Somebody mentioned Sojourn hitbox. Somebody mentioned Zarya got something, but let's check this out, please. Where are the patch notes? Okay, here they are. Let's check this out. Honest first reaction here. I'm taking my earbuds out. Okay. Okay. The One Punch Man collaboration. I don't really know much about like the thing, so you know, whatever. Sure, collabs are fine. I guess I can move my face cam here. I can grow my face. No, stop. Gosh darn it. Just, I don't understand. I click do you see that, guys? Do you see that? Do you see how it shifts? Why? I guess I could, just throw it here. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Overwatch League team skins, the new skins, and we knew about that. That's cool. I wish I could shift things over to like center. It's so annoying to me. That's all on the left. Adjust distance attenuation on enemy footsteps. Well, they finally said something about this. They clearly changed it. Like in the last month or so, everybody sounds like they're wearing like clod hompers. Like somebody took Widowmaker's shoes and just like, let's strap some iron nails onto it, and like some like party streamers on the end just to make a little bit of extra. Like everybody sounds so loud, and it's actually, you couldn't. That you saw the crouching doesn't really work that well. It's so annoying to me. Full screen? How? Like F11? Like that? But we missed a change about some patch. Continue to refine this on a nice mode. Okay, that's good. That's good because it was objectively bad. It was really disorienting. It was too easy to hear people taking angles and flanks. It was a problem. It was a big problem. Oh, sorry, Frashy. Okay. I don't really care about this. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. Competitive Mystery Heroes added to No. Okay, you guys want to win Mystery Heroes? The way to win Mystery Heroes is to just not die. It's to just not die. You just farm an ultimate and you win. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I don't know. I do enjoy a little bit of Mystery Heroes. I think it would be a better game mode, though, if you were able to carry over ult charge 100%. Am I the only one who thinks that? I think you should not be punished for dying in Mystery Heroes already more than you are in the normal game. If they carried over 100% ult charge from hero to hero, the game mode would be actually really fun. The only thing that holds it back is the fact that you don't carry over the ult charge. It punishes, it makes you play in a weird play style. And also, like, you have to, like, suicide on enemy supports, and, like, it's weird stuff like that. Like, I think, like, if they just had that ult charge carry over, it wouldn't matter as much. Die purposefully, and well, no, because Farashi, the thing is like, that theoretically works, but if, as long as you have, you're carrying over the percentage points. So for example, if a Tracer Pulse Bomb is really easy to farm, but that's only a certain number of points, right? That might only be 2/3 on a Lucio Soundbearer. It would balance itself out. It would balance itself out. And if you're forcing yourself to die on a bad hero, that's still a disadvantage. That's still a major problem. Okay. We've added buttons to the command play, allow players to easily access the, okay. Okay, Orisa. Terra Surges can now be interrupted by hack. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Yeah. I guess it makes sense. For consistency, yeah. I just hate Sombra so much, guys. I can't tell you guys how much in my heart I deeply hate. It's not a dislike or an annoyance like it is with some heroes. There is you are a evil. I don't understand. Sombra is fun to play. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm half joking here, but like, I just don't understand a hero that's designed around taking away your abilities. Infinite stealth, hack, I just don't get it. She's not even a good hero. She's just annoying and frustrating. Every single time they do a Sombra change, every single time, I still wonder, what's the purpose of this hero? What's the purpose of Sombra? What is her design? What is she supposed to accomplish? I just don't understand. I don't understand. She will never feel skillful to play against in her current design. I have not seen the video on Possible Reworks. I just don't get it. Ramatra. Players find that shifting on Nemesis form before activating. Let's just read the change first. Using Annihilation while a Nemesis form refreshes your bonus armor. Wait, what? Oh, this is just quality of life. Quality of life. Yeah. Okay, I got it. This makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I guess the tech of doing it yourself did provide a little bit of, like, agency, but it was also, like, it felt kind of, like, corny that you had to do it yourself to make it work. You shouldn't have to do it. Chain Hook cooldown now starts when the ability ends instead of at the start. I don't know. I mean, the same thing here. I mean, why? Like, I just don't. To me, having this strong of a CC on 6 seconds doesn't make any sense to me. It's like people complain about Orisa Javelin, but Orisa Javelin is less powerful, significantly less powerful than Hawk Hook. It's 7. Oh, I see. Because of the animation. Yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. I just think, again, Roadhog falls into the Sombra category where, like, as long as a hero isn't good, I don't really care. They just need to fix the hero. They need to figure out the hero. What is this hero supposed to be? I don't know. Maybe he was too bad. The hero specific on relative aim sensitivity. Add the hero specific option here. Added a timeout indicator for grappling call. Yeah, that's good. This is good as well. This is, honestly, y'all, I told you this was going to be stupid. And oh my days, it was by far the most annoying change on Ball. The instant arming time, like, provided so little counterplay for so many heroes. This is good. This is good. So far, I mean, these changes haven't been too bad. I'm, like, kind of torn on, like, the whole, like, hog thing, but, like, whatever, I can live with that. Yeah. The shared cooldown for particle barrier and reduce for. This is fine, probably. I don't think the hero is very strong, so this is probably fine. Bob now prefers to shoot at enemy targets that Ash damages with her rifle. Fair enough, I guess. I could see that being a little bit of a problem, where like, but I also see that being like a cool little tech and probably is more of a help than it is a hindrance. I think the only concern here is when you place Bob, you generally place Bob in a position to where he can shoot things that you can't otherwise shoot, so you split up your focus fire. Why do you guys hate it? I don't want to like pipe off. Am I missing something? But the thing is if Bob can't shoot what you're shooting at, then you're fine. If anything, it's going to allow you to assassinate people faster. If Bob can't shoot what you're shooting, he'll shoot something else. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting. I do. I think it adds a little bit of nuance to it. I get what you're saying though. I get the problems with it, but here's what I'm at the I will wait until we test it. I see the problems with it. I also see some upsides of it. I don't know until we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see it. Yeah, I will reserve judgment on this one. Lunge cooldown increased from 5 to 4, decreased. That's probably fine. It's inoffensive enough. Yeah. Blizzard ultimate cast time reduced. Sure. I don't think Mei needs anything significant. I'm glad that they're doing little minor buffs for these guys and not like going out the wahoo. Jump jet is not influent. What? Used to always move. Interesting. Okay, that's probably cool. Not enough of a far player to know, but I think it's less vertical and gives you more flexibility with the direction you're aiming or moving towards. Sojourn. Nice. Thicker Sojourn. Finally. Normal hitbox Sojourn. Love to see it. Mortality field with minimum health threshold. Why? Why? I mean, I guess it's not that bad, but I don't know. To me, I just look at Batiste and it falls into like the Sombra category where like he's just fundamentally flawed with Overwatch 2, especially. Like they're just Immortality Field and Shift they just don't work in Overwatch 2 very well. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't know. 10 to 25. This is not the most offensive thing they could have done, but yeah, I don't know. Honestly, y'all, these changes aren't that bad. They're not that bad. From what you guys are saying in chat, I was getting a little bit nervous, but these changes aren't too bad. They're overall, vast majority are positive, and the ones that aren't positive are either inoffensive, not super significant, or I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. So this is not the worst patch we've seen yet. It's all right. It's all right. Like I would say, this is This is probably good. This is good. This is fine. Not sure about this one. This one's probably fine. This is probably fine. This is probably good. This is good. I'm not so sure how I feel about this one. It could be worse. Yeah. At least we're not. I don't feel like we're moving backwards necessarily. Yeah. It ain't too shabby, if you know what I'm saying. BAP MO is not the most oppressive immobility, so I don't even care. Huh. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. All right, chat, I have an offer for you guys. I was thinking about talking about some stuff, But here's the deal. Yazin about to be rank 1 again. I mean, Yazin's rank 1 24/7. I started playing Elden Ring yesterday. I might stream some tomorrow a little bit, or maybe the day out, or maybe this weekend. Because I promised in my Discord that I do like a variety stream day, and I just haven't had anything to stream. The workout stuff I do is interesting, but I don't know that it's gonna be. It's hard to stream on my phone, so I wasn't really sure how to do it. Maybe that would be fun. Maybe that would be fun. Okay, here's what I will talk about, though. Here's what I will talk about. This is something that's been on my mind recently. This is going to be a little bit of a pivot, okay? But it's been on my mind recently, and I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted y'all's thoughts on it, because I don't know if I'm just being a boomer, you know, old man shrieking at cloud, but I'm getting to that age where there's some stuff that happens where I just feel some stuff needs to be said, all right? And I want y'all's thoughts on this, because I don't think there is a clear answer on this. So let me tell you guys a little story, all right? So I'm gonna pull up paint just as a background so I can doodle around. My sister-in-law, Pepper's sister, went to the doctor's office for a sports physical. Thank you, Chase Nave. She's a senior, and she's very athletic, and she's a very good athlete, and she just needed to get the sports physical, whatever. She's do field hockey and whatever. She's really tall. She's like 5'7". She's really, really tall, right? And she's strong, and she lifts weights, and she's athletic, and basically she goes into a room with a doctor who's older, probably 60, female doctor, and you know, not very healthy, who then proceeds to sit down and tell her to a minute on the lips and a lifetime on the hips, word for word, and tells her to eat less bread and stop going for seconds, and uses the BMI as a judgment for how healthy my sister-in-law is. And you know, it just made me think, because I've been pretty vocal in chat about my skepticism of the medical community as a whole. And I know that's going to come across as harsh, but I have had so many negative experiences with the medical community's ability to communicate, with their outdated views on so many things in regards to health. And I honestly, this is going to be a little bit of a segue from the segue, but I feel a little bit concerned sometimes. Yeah, exactly. And to me, it's just wrong. Like, it's not even like, it's not just unprofessional, but it's just flat out not really helpful at all. Why we ever moved away. So I'm not here to hate on the medical community, right? Obviously, the medical community, modern medicine is a wonderful thing, but it does feel like sometimes we have to be very careful about things. So I'm trying to think the best way to I think we as a society have to do a better job at like taking a very careful look at our lifestyles and how they're actually translating into our health. So, like I said, a little bit of a segue to segue. For example, if I am struggling with health issues, a lot of them are going to be chronic and are going to need to be medicated. But I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like a lot of people would benefit from taking a look at their lifestyle instead of medicating. And the reason why I bring that up, even though the doctor literally gave my sister-in-law the lifestyle medicine advice, is I think my thought process is that to give that sort of lifestyle advice, you have to build up some form of trust, or at least communicate it in a productive way. Because I also think that there's a lot of people out there, I'm not going to name any names, a lot of very famous people out there that get really big off of telling people to grow up, stop being a sissy, just stop being, a fatty fatkins, and do this and that, and stop being a lazy, worthless piece of crap. And that's terrible, right? That's just terrible. That doesn't help almost anybody and alienates people that are trying to better themselves. So I'm not saying anything necessarily hot take here. All right? Everything I've said is pretty safe. Now, this is what might get hot takes, okay? And I'm happy to educate myself on where I'm wrong here, but I'm going to say my piece from my experience, because a lot of you guys know that I've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the Overwatch community. And most of you guys know, but may not be familiar with the extent with which I have worked with children, teenagers and children as young as 3 and 4 years old. And I have worked with thousands of them. That's what I did for actually over a decade. I was a math tutor, a gymnastics instructor, and a mixed martial art instructor. And I got to work with kids one-on-one. I got to work with kids in school programs. I worked with thousands of children. And I also would help tutor kids with reading. I grew up with my dad being an actual reading tutor as well. And what I saw is I saw a lot of what I would call maybe not even early diagnosis, but overly diagnosis. Let's start with one of these, okay? So I worked with a lot of kids in MMA and teaching with a lot of my teaching, and my dad did as well, with something called dyslexia. And one of the dyslexia things was that, this is really hot back in the 2000s, was that you couldn't read letters correctly. That the things would get scrambled, essentially. And there were some cases of kids I knew or knew of that would even have they would write things or see things almost backwards. Their brain was scrambled, and they struggled a lot. Okay. But let me tell you also what I saw. I also saw at least half a dozen kids. I would go as far to say the majority of kids who I was informed by their parents who had dyslexia when I was teaching with them or tutoring them, who did not have dyslexia. They had a different disorder, which I coined a name called okay. And let me kind of explain to you what this is. In America, I don't know what it's like in places outside of America, phonics was very popular for a long period of time. And what phonics was essentially, this is the letter, this is the sound it makes. This is the letter, this is the sound it makes. This is the letter, and this is the sound it makes, right? Pa-a-s, pass, right? And it's a very slow and methodical way of learning the letter. And then as you get better, you start to be able to sound out and read almost anything. Now, what got popular over time, as I even spent some time as a substitute teacher as well, is people would learn, guys, this word right here is pass. This is what the word pass looks like. Okay? So what would happen is kids would memorize that this is the word pass. And so then they wouldn't necessarily break down the components of what each of those letters did necessarily. And so where the dyslexia sometimes kicked in is this. Kids would read words incorrectly because they didn't know how to break down each individual letter. And what would happen is, I'm trying to think of a good example here. is you'd have words like this. And a kid with dyslexia would read them all the same. And what happened is I had so many kids that I worked with were described as dyslexic, but actually they had just done sight words. They didn't actually know phonics. They didn't understand the letters sounds well enough, nor did they understand the process of going down each word. I would literally sit with kids. My dad did this for years. I remember him. And he would sit down with a kid who is dyslexic, and he would say, read this word, okay? Lively. No, read it for me. Lively. Well, no. Sound it out. Just do one letter at a time. And they wouldn't be able to do it. They wouldn't be able to do it. They literally would not be able to go down the list and read out the letters. And I guess my point here is I don't want to sit here and talk about dyslexia too much because it is a real problem, I believe, for many people. But my point was that I knew a lot of kids where it was immediately diagnosed and then we didn't really look at why. Wait, are we sure? Like, is there something that we could be doing, or is our approach? Is there something wrong with the lifestyle? Is there something wrong with the way we're teaching this, or the way that we're structuring this? It immediately shifts to this is the problem, and that's it, right? And it doesn't stop there. And I saw somebody in chat bring it up, and this one is a real humdinger, okay? Because this is another one that is legitimately a problem. But it is not only misdiagnosed, because my problem, chat, is not that there isn't a problem. There is a problem, but we're not talking about the right ways of fixing it for every person. It's a very broad solution, and it makes me so angry because this is our next topic here, and it's this one, ADHD. And I remember when this kicked in, I was still a kid myself. Back in the late 1990s, it got to be very popular in the 2000s. I remember hearing every kid at ADHD, all the kids at ADHD. And I have worked with hundreds of kids with ADHD. And here's what I have learned from kids with ADHD, okay? Kids with ADHD have a lot of factors in common, okay? Kids with ADHD, I'm not going to even write them out, okay? They often have parents that aren't involved with them well enough. Most kids that I talk with ADHD, cart or the horse here, right? Which one causes which? Didn't have parents that were very involved or had troubled family lives. Basically, didn't get enough attention. The second thing with most ADHD kids is that they were universally in public school systems that did not allow for much physical activity. The other thing with ADHD kids that I learned is that they were not very well disciplined. So there was a lack of love and attention. There was usually a lack of discipline. They also struggled with the public. They were almost always involved in some ways with a public school system. I don't want to paint with a broad brush here, that did not allow enough exercise or movement. There was a big ruckus with where I lived, where they cut down the recess hours to half. Okay. And then another one as well is they were disproportionately, this was a big one, that I'm going to be honest, I don't know the full science in this. I can only tell you what a little bit I know is that disproportionately the kids that had ADHD had significantly worse diets than the kids without ADHD. And my problem here is we had two categories. We had the misdiagnosed and we had the poorly treated. The people that did have ADHD, but were not given the space, not given the creative expression to be able to do the things that they needed to do, that were not treated properly, not given the affection, not disciplined when they needed to be disciplined, because a lot of ADHD is being about be able to control when you need to control. And then we also had kids that were just normal kids, just normal children, that were being asked and fed and forced to do things that were not natural or healthy for them. And so then immediately what we do is we smack down a diagnosis. And this is what frustrates me so much. Is it's not that it's, you know, these kids, these society kids just aren't focused nowadays. No, it's what do the kids actually need to either be able to work through their disability or to show that they don't even have a disability at all, and that we are forcing them to do things that are not normal. For example, here's something really important. If any of you guys have paid attention to my coaching sessions, you'll know this. It is not normal to be able to concentrate or focus with full effort all day long. It doesn't happen. It's not physically possible to do that. And what are children expected to do? You see what I'm saying? And if you can't, then there's something wrong with you. And that just makes me so angry. Whether you legitimately have a disability, whether you legitimately have ADHD, or you have a misdiagnosis. And then this is where I'm going to say the spiciest thing I might say today. My real anger. Now, I am not going to paint this with a broad brush. I'm not going to make the same mistake that I'm accusing other people of making. But the real problem is when you don't consider lifestyle factors, and when you don't consider diet, when we don't put those as the number one priority. Now, I get it. If you're a child psychologist or a teacher, there's limited options with what you can do, right? But as parents and as communities and even as doctors, I swear medication has to be the last resort, especially when we're talking about medication like Ritalin. You have to be so careful when you're diagnosing something like that. I saw many children, whether they legitimately had ADHD or not, just completely just bzz. Now, I'm sure that medication has helped a lot of people, and it does help a lot of people. But I think it is the equivalent of, maybe this is a hot take, but it's almost like chemotherapy, where you have to be really careful and really sure. Because it gets abused. Yes, it gets abused. My dad taught in a public high school, and they were selling Ritalin everywhere in the high school. And even when it's not, I saw many young children who went from being overly excited, just either not to, parents didn't pay enough attention to them. I knew these kids. I work with them every single week, multiple times a week, 3 or 4 times a week. And then they get immediately medicated. There's a problem. And then they're just zombies. And again, guys, I'm just not educated enough on medication or ADHD to give blanket statements, but I have worked with so many children, thousands of children, and I'm just concerned. I'm just a little bit concerned. And I think when we have, it has to be, we have to look at this holistically, I feel like. Exactly, Varashi. Guys, can you imagine doing? I don't know. It really bothers me. It really bothers me. So I know that there are people that have received medication who have needed the medication and benefited from it. Now, I'm gonna keep going because there's one other. I wouldn't even paint it. I will not paint it with a broad brush because you can't even define it. There's one other, and this is something that I've been exposed to recently, more so than I ever have been at any other point in my life. And again, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people like this. And now we're not talking about ADHD. We're talking about broader mental health as a whole. And again, I don't want to say depression or anxiety. I want to go a lot broader than that. And you can probably guess where I'm going with this. My problem with mental health right now, if I could even say that, is that you have a lot of struggling people right now in a society that is dopamine numb, addicted to social media, has some of the struggles immense, at least in my country, struggles immensely with quality of diet and nutrition, struggles with exercise, has lost social connection. And once again, our jump point is to immediately diagnose as a disability and then medicate. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, there are people that need and will benefit from medication. I don't know enough about it. I will never know enough about it. But I have been put in a position to work with hundreds of these people and to offer them and work with them through holistic, not just through my stream coaching either, but to work with them through exercise, building meaningful relationships, building skills, sleep, nutrition, exercise. And it just bothers me to see that we don't at least attempt to exhaust some of these more options or prioritize these options. And we are kidding ourselves if we think that the mental health epidemic right now isn't anything but a combination of actively normalizing mental health being an issue, which is a good thing, because we don't want people that struggle with these issues to be ostracized. They should feel, I don't have to be embarrassed for struggling with things, right? Where that's been an issue in the past, right? It's okay. That's good. The bad is that we live in a world where you are put under so much tremendous stress with the amount of consumption of social media. And I mean, I've said these things already, right? And that this is why this is the problem. So this isn't, again, not a society moment for me. This isn't about that. My problem is a legitimate concern about actually fixing these root issues. If you're not going outside and you are not moving and you're eating garbage and you're spending too much time on TikTok and Discord and scrolling through Reddit, and you're not building meaningful person-to-person, in real life, personal relationships, you are going to be an unhappy person. You may or may not have a mental illness. Your mental illness may exacerbate those issues. Okay? A lot of people struggle with social relationships. A lot of people struggle with exercise because of mental issues, right? Cart and horse, right? If you're, let's say, mildly autistic and you feel uncomfortable in social situations, you will therefore avoid social situations, which makes it difficult, right? It's a cycle. It's hard to break. But that's not the case for everybody. And even it is the case for some people, when somebody's depressed and doesn't want to get stuff done, we don't break the cycle by saying that's okay. We say, you know what? Here's what it is in a nutshell, guys. There is a countercultural movement, or a movement where we accept everybody regardless of what they do, and we don't care about how they are as a person or how they're taking care of themselves as a person, or whether they are growing and learning and improving themselves as a person and taking care of themselves as a person. And then there's a counterculture movement where you're a worthless piece of scum. If you are overweight, or you struggle with mental health, or you are worthless and you're not worth the time, and you should be bullied until you fix yourself. And that is evil and wrong. But the other one isn't, that one's not helping us either. You as a person, listen, you as a person are you are legitimate, you are unique, and you are worth something. And you should have people that love you unconditionally. Affection and care and love should be unconditional. But because that love is unconditional. Because you care about somebody, you want them to take care of yourself. You see, when I'm thinking about mental health and my concern for mental health, it's not dang libs. It's not that. It's not. It's because I care about you. I want you to do something that will make you happier. And you deserve to take care of yourself. And that's why this really, guys, this really hits close, man. Like so many people, I work with so many kids, guys, and they just, oh man, we just have to know what to prioritize, guys. We can't. Not everybody's the same, and that's why I think knowing the person, really caring about the person, is so important, because you don't really know what their shortcoming is, and you can't know, guys, until you know them. You can't know. And so that's why I was going back to my sister-in-law's thing with the doctor. She didn't know what my sister needed, because she didn't know my sister-in-law. And to me, it's like we have to do better, guys. We have to do better than this. And here's my concern, guys. And this is maybe one of the hotter takes, but I think it needs to be said. I'm a little concerned with the community that I'm in right now, which is the gaming community, because I think there's a lot of people that treat their mental illness as a personality trait and as something to be proud of and to flaunt. And that sounds backwards, but you all know what I'm talking about. And here's what I want. I don't want anybody to be ashamed of a disability, whether it is physiological or whether it's from a lifestyle choice. Should not be valued less as a person, but that is not something to celebrate as a positive trait when it's actively making you miserable and will send you to the grave sooner. If you are making poor lifestyle choices and hurt and exacerbating your anxiety and your depression because of the lifestyle choices that you're making, I am not going to celebrate that. That does not make me happy. That is sycophantic, and it is wrong. I will support you and help you regardless of what choices that you make regardless, but I don't celebrate it. I just can't. That just seems deviance. It's wrong. And I think, at least in this the community that I'm in right now, there's too much celebration of things that should not be hidden, that should not be taunted or made fun of or humiliated, but gone as we need to find ways of working around that. We don't pretend they're not there. We don't taunt them. We don't humiliate people for struggling with them. Or some people, maybe it just isn't out. Maybe there is a chemical imbalance in the brain that will never be fixed. And to me, you love and care for somebody when you want to take care of them and you want to help them. And that's the difference. That's the difference right there. And you can, and I hope that you guys don't take away from this that I have anything but care and love for people, because I have been depressed. I know what it's like. I've been extremely stressed. I know what it's like, right? And I have worked with many close friends who have dealt with issues like that. And I've worked with disabled people, and I've worked with autistic people, and anxious and stressed. And we should celebrate our differences, because nobody's exactly the same, but we should all be striving to better ourselves, not just for our own personal happiness, so that we can also help other people as well. Exactly. And I'm just concerned about society today. I'm going to say the Joker word because a lot of what we do, what's the term? It glamorizes mental illness to where it's something that it's almost like it is who we are, is our mental illness. And also, we have such a society that just so relentlessly hammers at the worst things that you can be doing. Romanticize, yeah. Whether that's, social media or diet or exercise or things like that. So I don't know what the solution is, guys. I don't know what the solution is, guys. I don't know what the society... I'm not smart enough to know this. But here's what I will say. Please care for people. Please be kind to people. Please treat people respectfully, always, with no exception. But, as the motorcycle goes zooming by, but support people. Like, here's the thing, guys. When you're trying to help somebody, the only way that you can help somebody really truly get better is by having their trust and them having confidence that you really care about them, right? And so when you go up to someone and say, you're anxious, you're depressed because you're a lazy, fat bum, it doesn't work because you don't care about the person. And that's why you have to care about a person first for it to actually help them. But don't be the guy. Don't be the person that just completely ignores all the poor life choices that you or somebody else is making about somebody you really care about. It doesn't mean go up in their face and bail them out and tell, okay, this is what you need to be doing better. But we should strive to be better. We should strive. There isn't a large-scale solution to the problem. No, that's true. It's a lot more in-depth than that. I think a great example for me is my grandmother, my dad's mother. I grew up. His heritage is in Florida, and she grew up in an orange grove. Her great grandfather was a World War II veteran, saw a lot of really ugly things. Probably struggled a lot with PTSD. He didn't talk about his experiences in World War II for almost 40 years, and he came back from the war, and I know my grandmother had a really weird home life. My grandfather did as well. My dad's father as well. Grew up in a very abusive home. A lot of my grandmother's family are avid drinkers, smokers, spent a lot of time in and out of jail. A lot of poor life choices. But she broke the mold. She broke the trend. And I have a lot of respect for her for doing that, because I know that's very hard to do. So I guess, celebrate the people in your life, even if it's yourself, who have been able to kind of go through unfortunate circumstances, who've been able to break the cycle, because it's easier said than done, right? And try and lead by example. I think that's where we start. Lead by example. Lead by example. Lead by example, guys. Be kind, be supportive, do the best that you can. Like, you guys have seen so many of my VOD reviews where we talk about little adjustments here, little atomic habits here, do a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just would hate to use my platform. This is why, I have such a love-hate with this job, because I get to work with so many people that have so many issues, and it's because of what I'm doing, video games. Unfortunately, people that spend a lot of time with video games often struggle with this kind of stuff. So, I'm not saying here to guys to put me out of a job, but if you're going to be involved in Overwatch, you need to be considering your overall health and how you're approaching the game as a whole. I mean, trust me, I know it myself. The most depressed days I ever have are when I'm constantly refreshing Discord, checking messages, and I just feel horrible. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like I have some insight here because I have such a big back. I'm not a psychologist, guys. I don't know enough about this stuff, but I have worked with people for so long, of all different ages, of all different backgrounds, and I understand, at least to an extent, of the pitfalls, right? And it just makes me so sad when I see somebody who I know is making really poor life choices. In fact, Pepper recently has been chatting with an old student of hers who's been making some really questionable life choices, and now she struggled with anxiety. Now she's struggling with depression. She's in this cycle, and honestly, sometimes I just want to just shake her and go, do something, touch grass. You were so much happier when you're actually doing things, And it's hard, guys. It's hard. We have to break the cycle somehow. I mean, really, guys, touch grass. Like, we're just not. I just don't think human beings are made for this. You know, like we're just like we're in a almost like in a society that's out evolved us. You know, it's like we're not equipped for this. You know, people are inherently lazy, right? So that's why you have to make what adjustments that you have to do convenient. You know. You have to do you have to make it convenient. You know, we're not talking about like just flip the switch, guys. Go work out for 4 hours a day. You know, but start small. Make it easy for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think we get stuck with habits. You know. Here's a question, guys. Here's a question. A little bit of a light tone here, but how many times in this, like, if you guys have been sitting in stream, how many times have you alt-tabbed, checked Reddit, Twitter, refreshed in the last 15, 20, 30 minutes? How many times? How many times have you pulled up your Reddit or your Discord? I mean, I'm not saying you need my full, or I need your full attention, or I deserve your full attention, but I catch myself doing this way too many times. Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard. You gotta break it though. Every little bit, guys. You know. Oh, guys, I don't know what you all think about this. I get concerned when I just see people like make poor life choices, you know, and then, you know, rather than try and better themselves or try and work their way back, they just kind of like shift the blame. And I think it's not only that, but it's also disrespectful to people that have legitimate mental illness. And I think without commenting on the medical community as a whole, I think, man, it's just, we should pass out medications. I'm starting to sound like Alex Jones now. Oh my days. Gotta watch myself. Draw the freaking frogs day! That will never not be funny. Yeah, no, I agree with you recently. Listen, guys, I'm not like, I have been through times in my life where I've really struggled with this myself. Yeah. Alex Jones is what happens when you go too deep. You get too red pilled. You start seeing scrolls on the wall that aren't even there. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Just be a decent person, guys. Care for other people. Care for other people. Do the right thing. You know, my solution has always been the bottom right of my screen, but just, yeah. We aren't truly forced to survive, instead have time to think and become sad or anxious or something. Depression and mental health might have been around 600 years ago, but if you look at it when a human farmer, you really think they had time to be depressed and be lazy? That's true. That's true. And I really truly think that our brains are hardwired to respond to I think, some form of physical work. That's why I think exercise is so important if you're lazy bums like me that have to work on the computer, because you just don't feel as good as when you've done something physical. I really truly believe that. And I understand in this society that being productive looks at a lot of different ways right now. Some of my hardest days have been sitting at a computer, right? But no, I agree. I have a friend, a medicine graduate, who's obsessed with psychology and self-improvement. I can tell you what you were saying is the same diet she's giving. She's showing me new books in psychology, talk about the same issues as you. Yeah, I would just love if we had a more holistic approach. Like, I feel like medication has to be like a last resort. You know what I'm saying? Because it's invasive and it has a host of potential side effects, and it's necessary in some situations. I am sure of it. But it can't, I don't feel like I don't know. Capitalism is really the issue. Oh, wow. I would agree that corporate capitalism is definitely the root of a lot of issues. Yes. It's so hard. Like, I don't want to get into politics here, but like, when businesses get so big and then they get their hands in the government's pockets, and then we have crony capitalism and fascism and bureaucracy, and then I don't know. I don't want to talk politics, guys, but yeah. I think farmers back then were absolutely depressed and said, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stress to provide food in the family. I mean, who knows, guys? We don't really know the answers to all the issues. We're just sticking leeches on people. True. The simple days got too much influence from non-US people. My political opinions have always been maverick. I grew up with a very maverick father, so I don't talk about politics very often, but I have some pretty, I wouldn't say firm political opinions, but I don't think it's a matter of being lazy, not physical enough. That's true. That's true. I think that's one aspect to it. I think I would. Here's a question, chat. I feel like okay. I feel like relationships has to be the number one thing, right? Maybe even more important than like physical health or nutrition. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like quality relationships, like in-person relationships, probably has to be number one. And then probably number one, sleep after that. Yeah, surely. Because another thing about a lot of physical workers that I've done, like typical working man, is almost none of them get enough sleep. Psychiatrists are doctors with a psychology specialization. Psychologists aren't doctors. They just have a full master's of psychology. Interesting. I have a love-hate relationship with psychology. Let's put it that way. I respect and appreciate all that I've learned from psychology, from the many books that I've read and the things that I've studied. But sleep, food, social is how I generally prioritize. To me, I feel like therapy is just like, therapy is great, but I almost feel like sometimes therapy is like the relationship that everybody should aspire to have. Does that, am I misspeaking with that? Is there a like, it feels like therapy is like what a really good relationship should provide. Am I crazy? Because sometimes I sit there and I'm talking with these people in a voice call, and it feels like I'm giving them therapy, but I don't really know. But I'm not. I'm just like having a conversation. So like when we talk about like why therapy is necessary, I think it's just that a lot of people don't have the relationships that they want to have, or that their relationships aren't able to provide what they need. You know, like for example, if you're a really stressed person, your significant other might struggle to provide enough support to be able to, you know what I'm saying? For good therapy, you can't be too close to the person you're talking with. That's true. That's true. That's a good point. I'm not sure. Anyways, I try to make sure my 7th Patreon auto-renew is still on. Don't forget, I'm thinking about a tier 7 Patreon where it's $600 and a brand new car every month. Are you interested? Two different avenues, like life advice. Yeah, that's true. Because sometimes I have like very, like for example, I feel like my wife and I have like a really unique relationship where we're really, really, really close. Okay, I'm just gonna brag a little bit here, y'all. I got really lucky. I have somebody who I'm really close with, who I have a lot of fun with, and who also will yell at me when I need to be yelled at, and vice versa. But for example, my brother is somebody I'm really close with, but sometimes I'm not close enough to kind of get on his case. I have a lot of fun with my brother, but sometimes there's been times where I've felt like I needed to, somebody needs to tell him this. And I'm sure he's had the same thoughts with me, but I didn't feel like I had that relationship with him. as much to where I could just sit down and be like, listen, this is what you need to fix. You know what I'm saying? And he would go to, there was an adult, another figure in his life who we would talk to, my dad as well. Yeah, I see that. I think it really does feel like there are different types of relationships. Yelling at me is my wife's favorite hobby. It's my favorite hobby too. Duelos has sent me something. Oh gosh. Let's pull this up. A professor gave a balloon to every student to write their name on and throw it in the hallway. The students were given 5 minutes to find their own balloon. No one found their balloon. The professor told the students to take the first balloon they found and hand it to the person whose name was written on it. Within 5 minutes, everyone had their balloon. The professor said to the students, these balloons are like happiness. We'll never find if everyone is looking for their own, but if we care about others people's happiness, we'll find ours too. That's interesting. I like that. You know, I will say this, that some of the happiest people I've ever known were people that were completely obsessed with making other people happy. I will say that I don't know this. I hate to be analytical and scientific about stuff, guys. I hate it. Sometimes you just have it. You know it's right. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Even from like, well, then you look at Robin Williams. Well, that's the thing is, I think we as human beings, I think we should have. Okay, here's what happens. Here's the society's great mistake is if you have somebody who is obsessed with helping others, but nobody ever helps them. Because I don't think anybody can only focus on other people and be happy. But then I actually don't think the solution necessarily is that they should take time for themselves necessarily. That's probably true. But I feel my gut says that they need somebody in their life that really cares a lot about them. And maybe Robin Williams, but regardless of Robin Williams or not, I do think that's the case. The real tragedies are when you have people that really cared a lot about other people, but people didn't care for them. I think that's a real. I mean, whether if they were happy or not, I think that's just a crime. Like. Enough of the unimportant stuff. Let's talk video games. Yeah, yeah. This has gone on a lot longer than I thought it would. I'm glad we talked about it though. I love talking about this stuff, man. I just want to like. I know people think I'm like the rager guy, but bro, I don't know. I don't even want to know. Has a fat bottom. I assume we're very base discussion. Nice, Rashi. Nice squat form, by the way. You're looking good. Has a fat belly. Oh yeah. Jeez. These motorcycles are whack. I shouldn't leave the window open, but it's so nice outside. Yeah, you're welcome. I have to compliment you, Varashi, so you'll let me re-challenge you once I've trained for like 6 years for our next 1v1. Alright, anyway, guys, do you guys have any last thoughts? Any last thoughts before I wrap this up? Gone on for too long. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts. I wouldn't even say questions because I don't think I'm considering myself qualified enough to answer questions. Yeah, Ice Cat, I feel like especially in today's society, that's really hard, you know? It is really hard. Why do people even drive motorcycles anymore? I don't know. That's true, Dolos. I feel like the small community things, I definitely feel the small communities thing. I definitely feel that. I don't know the science behind the way our brains are created, but, you know, I will say the friends thing is definitely true. As I've gotten older, I've grown apart from a lot of friends, you know. But as long as you have a couple of friends, what did James Stewart say? If a man's got a friend, he's rich. You know, with James Stewart. Maybe I'm dating myself by just making that reference, but I think that's 100% true.
Yeah, walkable cities. Yeah. Oh yeah, I 100%. What? Bigger number, better person. Yeah. We're talking about the scale, right? Yeah. I'm glad to hear that, Potato Source. Listen. The reason why I'm so obsessed with doing all this is because I was talking about this with Pepper this morning when I was walking, and I literally realized that like so much. The reason why I'm so obsessed with coaching is because I end up coaching myself. I really do. When I talk about sleep stuff like that, I do my absolute best not to be a hypocrite. I really truly. It is a kick in the pants for myself included. Joe Rogan? Oh no, wasn't so helpful. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, those deep fakes make me weak. The Donald Trump, the Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Joe Rogan, Ben Shapiro, those are they're just too funny, man. The AI is taking over the world and I'm going down with it laughing. Oh my gosh. It is hard, yo. I'm binary my team. Oh, dude, that was so funny. Oh, jeez, it was so funny. They're really funny. They're really funny. Decent Overwatch coaching. I mean, don't they have like the Chat GPT thing that was like already writing up decent guides? You're not even on spawn doors and you're already throwing. Alright, that's it. I'm ending stream. Screw you, Lendial Plays. You've ticked me off. You hurt my feelings. Bye. Love you guys.